Heading to Arsenal, what next for Manchester United's search for a striker? Rio Ferdinand told talkSPORT who he wants in.
I'd be disappointed to miss out on Gyökeres if we don't get a number 9 in. Yeah. But if we got Osimhen, then I wouldn't be too concerned.
So Victor Osimhen to Man United. Well, our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, reckons it looks unlikely.
Now that Galatasaray are really trying to push this deal, Napoli have turned down their initial offer, but he's already agreed personal terms. I think his game would translate very well to the Premier League. I'm surprised there's not more Premier League interest, really. Maybe it's his reputation character-wise. Maybe it's that he commands big wages.
Newcastle have agreed a £55 million deal to sign Forest winger Anthony Elanga. Ruben Amorim's side benefit from that too, receiving a 20% sell-on fee. This could help the club finally bag Brahim Mbeumo. Here's talkSPORT's Ben Jacobs.
The good news for Manchester United fans is that the valuation between the clubs is not far off. Manchester United's last bid was £55 million guaranteed, £7.5 million in add-ons. Those add-ons, to my understanding, were not gettable enough in the eyes of Brentford.
Okay. You can grab all the latest transfer news at talksport.com. Tennis now, and Jannik Sinner said he couldn't accept progress to the Wimbledon quarter-finals as a win after Grigor Dimitrov was forced to retire whilst 2 sets up. The Bulgarian fell to the ground saying, my peck, and was reduced to tears before throwing in the towel. Brit Dan Evans told talkSPORT it's a massive loss.
It's the 5th Grand Slam in a row Grigor's had to withdraw from or retire from, I think. Yeah, it's terrible, really, especially, I mean, I know it doesn't make much of a difference, but he was playing such good tennis and he'll take no solace from that. But yeah, it's tough to watch.
And Chelsea could make the final of the Club World Cup tonight with victory against Brazilian side Fluminense. Tickets for the game are going for less than a tenner, a massive drop from almost 350 quid earlier this week. But travelling fans for the PSG and Real Madrid semi-final are paying almost £150. There's more on this at talksport.com.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Drive on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein, and Laughing Boy over there. He's got the wrong headphones on. It's Darren here, by the way. It's Darren Bent.
It's Darren here, by the way.
I just said that. Why you got them on?
Because my ones are in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah, always late to the party. But, Jigger, we've got a show for you this afternoon. We'll ask if the dressing room should be a sacred place after Man United pulled the plug for behind-the-scenes documentary. And it's a big old night for Chelsea in the Club World Cup semi-finals, but do they need to aim for the title next season? We'll also ask if it matters who you break a record against after South Africa's cricket captain passed up on the chance to break an all-time cricket record. And we'll cross to New York to see if Troy Deeney is still wearing his kids' clothes. All that, plus it's been a busy day of transfer rumours. We'll have the very latest in Drive's car boot sale. This is Drive, this is talkSPORT. You can get involved. Just pick up the phone. 03717 223344.
Get me Knight Rider.
talkSPORT Drive.
DB, are you alright? Have we got an opponent yet for our paddle game on Thursday?
I'm still looking, don't worry. Well, Andy, this sounds awful. But, no, we're fine, don't worry.
Why aren't you ever in the studio before getting ready?
Because I'm always ready.
Well, this sounds awful. You got awful. You look like you're in the 80s singing Feed the World.
Feed the world.
That's not how it went.
I don't know.
Make it a better place.
That's Michael Jackson,
yeah.
Why are you singing Michael?
Because you thought
You
it
like
was
Michael?
I don't like Michael, no.
How are you, right?
I'm good, I'm very well.
I was going to say something to you now. I can't remember what to say. Oh, it's gone.
That's the end of that part, okay. Can't get the weather right. Don't know what to wear. It's driving me insane. Yeah. Yesterday it's raining. Today's hot. Tomorrow's burning hot. Next day's snowing.
Do you know what? And not only was it raining yesterday, it was like blasting down, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. My little dog, Dr. Scooter Frank, right? He got so scared in the middle of the night, like last night before.
Rats usually do.
No. So scared, right? This is so lovely, so nice.
Lovely.
Not only did he get on my bed, which he sleeps nice. He put his head next to me on the pillow, and he was shaking, going, literally like going, "Daddy, help me." I was like, come here, Scoot. Come on. Come here. Little man.
You're
Little man
weird,
scared.
man.
No, that's what a proper dog owner does. Not your dog's outside. You don't even know what yours look like.
Yeah.
Do you? We've had another dog. We've had it for 9 years. Have we? Never seen it.
Now, listen, you and Scoot us. I mean, that's weird, that.
No, it's not, mate. He's a lovely little fella.
Yeah,
Listen, I live in a house with 3 women. I need a man with me.
Yeah, but you're like last on that list.
Yeah, I know. That's why I need a...
No, but he doesn't like you.
No, but listen,
Compared to the others.
like tonight, we'll be watching the football together. He'll be sat on my lap, right? Semi-finals. We'll talk about Chelsea in a minute. He'll be sat on my lap, 8 p.m. I'll have a little glass of rosé. Old Dr. Scoot will be there. We'll watch the football together. I need...
Yeah, but the moment your wife or your daughters come back in,
No.
then
No,
he's
they
gone.
go in the kitchen, they go upstairs.
And he goes with them.
He does go with my wife, actually, yeah.
He's a traitor, really, isn't he?
I am second.
He's a traitor.
He's not a traitor, but the problem is my wife gives him food every night because I'm here. And usually...
Yeah, but you walk him a lot.
I do. I walk him every
Yeah, so you...
But usually it's whoever feeds the animal is the one they look up to.
Oh, what's he getting? Okay, what about your daughters, though? Or your children,
They don't
sorry.
do anything. They asked me the other day if they could get another dog. I'm like, you don't do anything for that one.
Yeah, trust me.
Even when a dog wants to go out into the garden, can you open the door? Oh, I did it last week.
Open the door.
Last week.
So these are, honestly, you know what, I'm learning a lot. Oh, how's the rule going?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's
no,
gone.
not at school anymore. School broke up.
Yeah, but I still thought come down for breakfast, nice family time. It's gone.
No, they come down different times. My kids can sleep for England, honestly. If we don't wake up my kids, midday.
Also, it's the case in my house. My kids are in 7 o'clock in the morning, slap my face off.
Yeah, but you got young uns, right?
Dad, cereal. I don't even get pleased.
Why does he call you cereal? It's a weird name, isn't it?
Dad, cereal.
Now,
Yeah,
make it.
honestly.
Surely you get one of your helpers to do that, do you?
No.
Someone in West Wing, can you pop over? Oh, you probably put that through on a little... Hello, well, West Wing, can you pop over? Do that. Right, we've got lots coming up on today's show. We're going to start, though, discussing Man United, who have stopped talks over a record-breaking Amazon Prime Access All Areas documentary for next season. So, question, should the dressing room be a sacred place?
We are being the worst team, maybe, in history of Manchester United.
It's glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur!
To a man, they're just rubbish. This is the worst Manchester United team in a generation.
You can't win anything if your squad isn't good enough.
People didn't realise how bad the situation is. They're going to go mental because it's their football club. Man United fans through generations are saying, what's happened to our football club? I can see this getting worse.
Generally, out of that whole squad, apart from Bruno Fernandes, I wouldn't care if none of them was there next season. None of them.
Yes, and despite secret talks towards the end of the season between Man United and Amazon, any potential deal fell through due to Ruben Amorim's concerns it would have a negative impact for performances on the pitch. It was believed that the deal from Amazon was worth more than £10 million and would have made it the largest payment for an all-or-nothing series. I was thinking about Man United on the way home last night. We'll get to the Amazon stuff in just a moment. I hope we don't go through the same... Was it De Jong? We tried to sign...
Chased him for about...
3 windows. Nothing happened. And Brahma, I was thinking last night on the way, what's happened to Brahma? We've got 1 player through the door at the moment. The season starts in, what, a month?
Yeah, not great, is it?
It's insane, isn't it?
I mean, as a rival fan, it makes me laugh, but...
Well, you've got Kepa and Norgard through the door.
Hey, it's with Mendy.
No, it's
Hey,
Mendy.
Jokeris en route.
Well, he's not en route.
Listen,
But
Eze,
anyway,
Eze, en route.
Right, he's not en route.
Hey, Rodrigo, en route.
Yeah, to somewhere else. But it is a bit of a worry. We'll talk about the Amazon stuff ever so briefly, but it is a worry from a United fan's perspective that you get to July the 8th, 1 player through the door and that's it. And now you're haggling over like £4 million.
You got to look at the situation Man United find themselves in. I mean, they were atrocious last year, like appalling. And yes, they are still Manchester United, but I think sometimes you've got to look at it realistically and say that, yeah, it's still a huge football club and you can't get away from that fact, but it's a mess. Right, and it's an absolute mess.
It is a mess.
You don't know what direction you go in. Yeah, it's still an honour to play for one of the biggest sides in the country, but if you're a top player, let's be honest, if you're a real top player, you're going to have other top clubs after you. So why would you go to Manchester United? Does that make sense?
Well, it depends.
Okay, if you got
That's a bit harsh.
Okay,
if you've got a club in the Champions League after you, and they're a big club, so like for example, Spurs have got Champions League football, but I think if like Mbuemo, we're led to believe if Spurs and Man United come in for you, you're probably going to go United.
Okay, that I can understand, but okay, but Liverpool,
Liverpool, City, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. At the moment, I agree with that.
Arsenal, it's one of them where, and that's why I know we're going to talk about the doc. If I'm Ruben Amorim, I'm like, no chance. Absolutely no chance.
Well, that was my next question about where do you stand on these all or nothing series.
So I don't mind them, but I've been watching all or nothings for years because I watched the NFL one, which is a lot better than any of the football ones because you really do see absolutely everything.
So what do they give you that our ones over here don't?
Well, I know we had the Jose with a couple of players, but these will give you literally everything, all or nothing. And I'm talking about conversation with coaches where they're cutting players. Talk about, or they're trading players. Listen, you're going to Phoenix next week. Do you know what I mean? Like real in depth.
Yeah.
You see, there's nothing they don't hide. Meetings when people are having bust up, you see everything, right? Gone to pre-season punch ups.
Team talks.
Everything.
Okay, so
right.
we don't see team talks.
Right, you see everything, right?
Well, we do see some of them. I'm thinking of what they want to introduce into the Premier League.
But for Ruben Amorim, I mean, the only reason why I'd want to watch it right now is because Man United are in a mess, and I think that's why anyone wants to watch it and it to be Manchester United. But I just think also for Ruben Amorim, it just doesn't help him. He's got a big enough job on his hands as it is. He's trying to rebuild this football club. You've got cameras everywhere. I don't care what you say. I know maybe after a while it might become second nature, but some people, you can't act natural when there's a camera there. When there's cameras everywhere, you're gonna act in a certain way. Like maybe after a while he might get used to it, but at some point he might say something that he doesn't really want to say. I think players sometimes might act up to the cameras, the ones that want to leave. And I just don't think you need any more kind of spotlight on Manchester United. So if I was Ruben, I'm saying thanks for that, but no, maybe next season when the club's in a better place. I think you've got
to look at what helps a football club, right? And from the perspective of Amazon or whoever's going to stream this, whatever platform it is, they want to make car crash telly, right?
Yeah, of course.
They want Ruben to walk into a room and have an absolute scream up with Sir Jim Ratcliffe or tell Bruno he's not captain anymore. They want the big mega scenes because they want to sell their product, right? So I just don't get why any club, unless there've been some that have worked for different reasons. The Man City one worked because they won the Premier League. So
but it still wasn't a great watch.
It was a bit dull, but from a Man City's fans' perspective, great season to have it all documented. Right, brilliant. The Sunderland one,
that's the best one.
That was a great one. The level of expectation, they weren't going to win anything,
but it was the best in terms of Sunderland Until I Die was incredible.
He's great. Spurs one. It was, from our perspective, great seeing Jose have wobbles and Harry Kane's not fit and Danny Rose wants to leave. So it was great to see all that. Your club have done one.
Yeah.
Arsenal, what did you make of that?
I hated it. And the reason why, because that's when you got to see a lot of the light bulb situation and these little antics that
it's just embarrassing,
that have been used to beat Arsenal with, and then obviously the capitulation, not getting the top four, was in it. But I guess
is that the season it was when you finished fifth? Was it? Okay.
But for rival fans,
back and watch that.
Rival fans, exactly. You loved it. I mean, I like the Burnley one. I know that's Sky, but Vincent Kompany having an absolute tear up. So I didn't mind that, but I just think from where you're right, Manchester United are, people would be desperate for that because they're hoping that you boys fall off another cliff.
Yeah, and they want to see it happen live.
Yeah.
Do you think the fans? Is there an argument to say that United fans not have a right, but want to see how the club is being run, considering how bad we were last season?
Yeah, of course. I'm sure they want to see exactly what's going on, but I never think it gives you the real picture. Because you're going to have people acting, you're going to have people not being their natural selves.
I also do think the club have a lot of control over what makes the final edit and what's left on the cutting room floor.
And also, by the way, and I know in normal terms, it is an obscene amount of money, £10 million. For a football club, Manchester United, what's 10 million?
I know. What are you going to do with that 10 million?
And that's the most.
I know. I read that this morning. They've been offered the most, and I was like, is that all?
I thought it would be at least 50, something like that.
Yeah, then it's...
50.
Okay. There's the question. When does it become worth it then?
50.
£50 million?
Yeah, because you'll buy a decent player with 50. Like, I know
it's got to be game changing, right?
Yeah, like I get it. 10 million is a lot of money but in football terms,
it's not a lot of money.
It's not money.
No, it's probably a week's wages for the whole club.
Yeah.
And then some. All right, I think it's going to be a fascinating one. We're taking your calls. Would you be happy with your club having an all or nothing series? And also teams that have had one. Excuse me, if you're a fan of Spurs, City, Sunderland, Arsenal, I don't know what's happening. Sunderland, Arsenal, Wrexham, Burnley. What did you make of the series that went out? Were you embarrassed, or was it nice to have a little insight into the club you support? I think it's a fascinating question. Great way to start the show. You can be a part of it by picking up the phone. 03717 223344.
plays that villain role very well now. It's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
Listen, drive on talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent here, Motorpoint, thousands of cars, all unbeatable prices guaranteed. Head to motorpoint.co.uk for details. Still to come, we'll be asking whether Premier League football should be free to air. That would never happen. Just quickly, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is now a free agent. That probably means United will be looking at him. Arsenal are set to announce the signing of Christian Norgard from Brentford.
Norgard.
What did I say?
Norgard.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, is that a good signing?
Yeah, I take it, yeah.
Yeah, you over the moon with that, yeah?
100%. Him and Kepa buzzing.
You're not buzzing about those two.
Him's with Mendy,
No.
Kepa.
No. Listen, let me tell you now, at the beginning of the season, if I would have said Norgard and Pepper...
Pepper? Who was signing Pepper? Norgard and Pepper.
Mate, you take Peppa Pig in goal, would you? Right, second week of Wimbledon. Let's hope I get her name right. Watching the talkSPORT is Lisa O'Sullivan. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, just wondering what is going through the mind of Laura Siegemund here on centre court as she serves 4-3 in the final set against the world number one Arina Sabalenka. She's a psychology student, 37 years old, and she has made Sabalenka work for every single point here. You can hear how much effort Sabalenka's putting into those shots, but it's the German that the centre court crowd are backing, and that will give Sabalenka a break point. An absolutely cracking match. Once this one is clear, we will have Carlos Alcaraz taking on Cam Norrie. Well, over on court number one, it was a victory for Taylor Fritz in 4 sets. He won 3-1 against Karen Khachanov.
Thanks, Lisa. Right, we've got the phone lines. Just a reminder, at 5 p.m. today, Germany face Denmark in the Women's Euro. Charlotte Richardson is watching for talkSPORT and has team news for us now. Charlotte, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, guys. 8-time Euro winners Germany got off to a winning start to their tournament, but lost their influential captain, Julia Gwynn, to injury. She is the one change made. Carlotta Vamsa comes in as right back, and you do have to feel for Gwynn. Ruled out of the rest of the Euros. She missed last year's World Cup due to an ACL injury, the second of her career. She's had no luck at all, but her team could secure a spot in the knockouts if they beat Denmark, and Poland failed to beat Sweden later on. Denmark make one change in defence too. The Danes desperate to pull off a good result, having been finalists in 2017. They suffered an early exit at the group stages in the 2022 tournament and will be on course for exactly the same if they fail to pick up any points today and Sweden avoid defeat to Poland. This Group C clash between Germany and Denmark kicks off at 5 p.m.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got Big McDonald's hunger? The new Big Arch is here. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Perfection as always. Thank you for that, Charlotte. Right, we're asking the question in case you've just turned on your radio. We're talking about Man United. They've turned down £10 million to make an all-or-nothing series. Is this good? Is it bad? If you support a team that's had one in the past, did you enjoy it? 03717 22334 is the number that Joe, the Man United fan, dialed. Hello, Joe.
Hi guys, you okay?
We're great, man. How are you? You all right? You well?
Yeah, not too bad, not bad. Cracking show as always, guys.
That's very kind. Make it better, Joe. Go on, off you go.
I just don't think it's going to be worthwhile. It's just going to be a facade, if anything. I heard this morning that it'd be better to do it on the quiet, as in secret cameras. That's something that I'd like to see.
Hold on. What do you mean? What do you mean on the quiet secret cameras?
Well, I just think that a big TV setup going in and saying, right, guys, you're going to be recorded for the next 20 minutes. I just think things would be changed for the viewers' purposes.
Right.
And I don't think it's going to give us an actual insight of what does go on behind. I don't want to see what Ruben Amorim's talking about in the changing room. I get what kind of manager he is. He's fantastic. If the players can't get behind him, then see you later for me. What I want to see is what's going on with things like transfers, wages, who's making these decisions to put players like Sancho on 250 grand a week, Rashford on 300 grand a week, who's making the decision to spend 4 weeks, 4 weeks
the problem is, I mean, it's a great point, Joe, but the problem is that the club will have a huge say as to what is aired and what isn't, and I can't see a club like Man United letting their finances be aired.
Exactly. And do we really want to see the stuff that they are happy with being aired, which is, again, just the fluff? I want to see the things that aren't comfortable with them being aired, as in the person that's negotiating for Emblemo for the past 3 weeks. Why is that not just done on one phone call?
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I had the answer to that. Thanks, Joe. Let's go to Dwayne. He's an Arsenal fan. Hi, Dwayne.
Hi, Andy. How are you? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you as well. How's your day? Is it good?
Yeah, see, I'm a primary school teacher, so I was out of the building pretty sharpish at this time of year now for me.
So what are your hours? You finish at what, 3 o'clock, 3:30?
If only this was a runaway and don't make eye contact with anyone and just go.
We do that here, you know. Soon 7:01, we're out the door. It's lovely.
Exactly.
Lovely. Go on.
We had big plays this afternoon, so it went well. The reason I was calling is, as an Arsenal fan, obviously, I absolutely loved our all or nothing one, purely from the perspective of, I think it did wonders for Mikel Arteta. We were in such a dark place with who are Arsenal, what's happening with Arsenal. There's, where's the culture? And I think it kind of pulled back the curtains a little bit to see what Mikel was trying to do to get that kind of positive vibe back. I mean, it's ironic that you were just talking about Aubameyang then, because I think it also really helped him get more Arsenal fans on side, so we could kind of see the likes of Aubameyang, Lacazette, and those guys who weren't kind of following his sort of like new sort of like journey, as it were. I think it worked wonders for us. I think more Arsenal fans fell in love with Arteta. Don't get me wrong, I know the rival fans rinsed him for was it the Liverpool game, wasn't it? Was it the
speakers? You'll never walk alone, and
the light bulbs,
and all that.
I don't think there's any Arsenal fans sitting there going, "Oh, we loved him." After that moment, that was a bit cringe, but it did open our eyes a little bit more to what happens behind the scenes. All football fans and supporters want to know everything all the time, which is why we're on socials all the time. But it did sort of pull back the curtain a little bit and go, oh, is that how it is? And is that what they talk about? I just honestly, I think it did wonders for Arsenal and developing that new culture again.
All right, good call. Thanks for that, Dwayne. Let's go to Scott. He's a Celtic fan. Hi, Scott.
Hello.
Hello, Scott.
Hiya.
How are you, man? You well?
I'm okay, thank you for asking. I hope you guys are doing well.
Good.
I'm just calling to say, because I don't have a problem with this. It's more entertainment. Because at the end of the day, why are we watching football? It's to be entertained. That's the whole point of all this. It's not too serious, is it? So I don't really get how fans can be annoyed that, if you watch Sky Sports, you sit and watch all the post-match interviews, don't you? You watch all of that, and you watch Gary Neville and all that talk. So how's this any different from Sky Sports or anything?
Well, because you're seeing what goes on behind the curtain, right? You're seeing maybe perhaps when we've just had an Arsenal fan saying that he was a little bit embarrassed about some of the things his manager was doing throughout that series.
But managers embarrass themselves in public. Do you know what I mean? They'll go on after a match and say something stupid. Arteta, how many times has Arteta been given trouble for things he said in a press conference? Do you know what I mean? So I think being against this, football's changed from when it started, right? When football started, there was no Sky Sports. Football's changed from the 90s to now. You've got social media and all that. This is just the next step in that entertainment and giving the fans what they want. This is obviously what fans want. People have paid for it. People are going to keep paying for it. That's why they're doing it, because they'll make money off it.
Yeah,
can I ask, if one was coming to Scotland, would you rather have it for Celtic? You're a Celtic fan, or would you rather see Rangers do it?
It's going to be a bit boring if it's Rangers. There's not much going on there every season. Oh no, we didn't win a trophy again.
What about Arbroath?
Oh, but you know, see, for a small team like that, I would much rather for Queen's Park.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Queen's Park or Falkirk. Falkirk got promoted, back-to-back promotions, back up to the top. My dad worked with the Falkirk manager who used to be an electrician. Now he's the manager of Falkirk, do you know what I mean?
Wow.
That'd be a good story.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were actually saying that was your dad.
No.
As an example. Okay, yeah. Scotty, listen, what a great call. Thanks for that, pal.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. So mixed, as you would imagine.
Yeah, of course.
I don't want to sit in my club.
I do. I want to sit at your club.
That's the reason why I don't want to sit in my club, because you want to see it. Because I'll come in on here going like, oh, Ruben Aaron said this, have a listen. And it'd just be like, it'll come out of a light bulb.
Yeah, I hope so.
And win,
need it.
Win the dog, speakers. What other things did you have?
Can your club afford to put the light bulbs on?
Win the dog.
Have you fixed the roof yet?
No, we haven't fixed it.
So I want to see.
What's happened to that £2 billion stadium? What's happened there?
Yeah. With a duct tape for the roof.
Do you know, the $2 billion is like literally you're chatting someone up and you'll go, this is the house I'm going to buy. This is the car. This is the area. Oh, yeah, okay, we'll start dating. And then you go, where's all that stuff gone?
Yeah.
Where is it? What's happened to that stadium?
Told you, mate, run out of cash.
$2 billion. If you're listening, Sir Jim, $2 billion. Spend it on the team. We don't need a new stadium. Still to come, we'll be asking whether Premier League football should be free to air. But first, it's time for no Googling. As we've been talking about Manchester United, we want to know who's the only player. I love it. Any question that starts with the only player to have scored in each of the Manchester, Merseyside, and Old Firm derbies. It's an oldie but a goodie. I knew this one. Did you know this?
Go on, say it again. No.
Only player to have scored in a Manc derby, a Merseyside derby, and an Old Firm derby. Do you know it?
Okay, I might get that.
Okay. If not, there'll be a big clue coming up right after this. Live on Drive on talkSPORT.
With Victor Gyökeres likely heading to Arsenal, what next for Manchester United's search for a striker? Rio Ferdinand told talkSPORT who he wants in.
I'll be disappointed to miss out on Gyökeres if we don't get a number 9 in. But if we got Osimhen, then I wouldn't be too concerned.
So Victor Osimhen to Man United. Well, our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, reckons it looks unlikely.
I think his game would translate very well to the Premier League. I'm surprised there's not more Premier League interest, really. Maybe it's his reputation character-wise. Maybe it's that he commands big wages.
You can grab all the latest transfer news at talkSPORT.com. Tennis now, and Jannik Sinner said he couldn't accept progress to the Wimbledon quarter-finals as a win after Grigor Dimitrov was forced to retire whilst 2 sets up. The Bulgarian fell to the ground saying, my pec, and was reduced to tears before throwing in the towel. Brit Dan Evans told talkSPORT it's a massive loss.
It's terrible, really, especially, I mean, I know it doesn't make much of a difference, but he was playing such good tennis and he'll take no solace from that.
And Chelsea could make the final of the Club World Cup tonight with victory against Brazilian side Fluminense. Tickets for the game are going for less than a tenner, a massive drop from almost 350 quid earlier this week. But travelling fans for the PSG and Real Madrid semi-final are paying almost £150. There's more on this at talksport.com.
This is Joe TalkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent. Before the break, asked the question: who's the only player to have scored in a Manchester United Man City game, Everton Liverpool, and Glasgow Rangers Glasgow Celtic game? Right, you don't know, so your clue. First name. Don't look at people.
Okay, all right.
Did you look at any answers?
Someone says John Barnes.
No, it's not John Barnes.
Right.
First name is what the crowd chant when a team keep passing to each other. That pass, and the other team can't get it off them, and the crowd.
Oi.
Right, that's his first name.
Oi.
Well, they're not going to. They're saying a word.
Oi.
Yeah, but they're saying a word.
I don't know what word is, mate.
Ole.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. Ole.
That's his first name. Surname is what you put your keys on.
A key ring.
Yeah, but not ring. A key. Long
chain.
That's his. Put that down. And also, when you go on the snow, you have these on your feet.
Boots.
No, the long things.
Skis.
All of that is his surname.
Keychain ski. Oh, I got it.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Andre Kanchelskis.
That's the one. Right, still to come. We'll be asking whether Chelsea can challenge for the title next season. But first, last night on Kickoff, live from New York, Andy Oladipo and Troy Deeney were joined by former United and Brazil star Kleberson. He gave some interesting selections when asked about an all-time 11 of players he played with.
Van der Sar, it's a good shout, isn't it? Van der Sar was so good.
We already know the level.
Okay, so let's go 4-3-3. So I'm guessing Cafu, Carlos. Yeah, Roberto Carlos and Cafu, 100%.
Joke, isn't it? Yeah.
My 2 center backs, I got like Lucio and Rio Ferdinand. Hey, Rio's going to be happy about that. Free midfielder, Gilberto Silva. Yeah. Falcão. Oh, okay. Yeah. King of the Roma. Oh, there's some big players you're going to leave out here. There is some big names you're going to leave out. There you go. I go for Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes. This is good.
No Kaka.
And then you've got 3 forwards. 3 forwards. One we know. Obviously, let's just put his name in there already.
In there, yeah.
R9. R9. So who's on the left and the right? On the left, I got Ryan Giggs.
Hold on, what's going on here?
Oh, this is controversial. This is so controversial.
I love you, but we may have to cut after this. If there's not one name on the right,
wait a minute. I can't breathe. Okay, so who is on the right? Ronaldinho.
Dino.
So you got Van der Sar, Cafu, Rio. Is it Lucio, Carlos, Gilberto, Scholes, Falcao, Giggs, R9, and Ronaldinho? Falcao's in midfielder?
Yeah, there was a midfielder called Falcao. He was a good player.
Which one? So,
no, you're thinking of the striker, Ramadan Falcao, wasn't him?
Which one is he talking about?
Another one.
What, the Brazilian Falcao? He wasn't. Surely he wasn't old enough to play with Falcao, was he?
But no, there was a.
I think they've got that wrong.
No, he wouldn't have got it wrong. He played with him.
I think he's got that wrong. Go on. Falcao played the '82 World Cup.
Yeah, there must be another Falcao. He said to play for Roma.
All right, okay.
But yeah, I mean, what a team. There's a few things I would change in that team straight away, though.
Good. Are you not happy with?
Lucio played against him, incredible.
Yeah.
Like him and Thiago Silva's partnership incredible, but he obviously won 2002 World Cup as well. Lucio would be, I'd be happy with that. Van der Sar, yep. Rio and
Cafu.
Cafu Carlos, 100% they're in there. Although you'd have put Gary Neville in, wouldn't you?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Right. 3 in the middle.
I'll put Bex in as well. It's Gracie's not for Bex.
Yeah. What was when Bex over Dino? Absolutely. Nah, go on. That's a big one. Go on. But say that out loud.
One trick pony Ronaldinho.
Who would you rather? Hold on. One trick pony. And you're saying that.
Okay, lots of tricks, pony.
Yeah. I'd have Dino. 100%. He has to be in it.
Of course, yeah.
R9 has to be in it. But I would have gone Rivaldo over Giggs.
No, mate.
Okay, one won the Ballon d'Or and one didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, but one went down like a sack of spuds at the corner flag when a ball was thrown at him.
Rivaldo's better than Giggs.
Okay. You like that team, though?
Yeah, I mean, wow. I mean, Kleberson, by the way, played a massive part in that 2002.
Yeah. Was he a good player, Kleberson?
He was. He was like an engine, just ran around.
Yeah.
But he honestly, a big part in that 2002 World Cup. Okay. But that front three.
Yeah, it's great.
If you've got a half-decent team behind you, that three will get it done.
What do you mean? Half-decent midfield, you mean?
Midfield, defenders, goalkeeper. But if you've got Dino, R9 and Rivaldo, all of them, by the way, Ballon d'Or winners, all of them. They'll get it done.
That was their front three, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Let me get your view on this, Benny, because we can briefly touch on a story which could become much bigger over the coming days. MP Max Wilkinson joined Jim White and Simon Jordan earlier today. He confirmed that MPs are set to vote on a proposal to have 10 Premier League matches per season on free-to-air TV.
We're pushing for this today because we think it's time to bring to an end the paywall that means that people who can't afford to watch top-flight football, in most cases, don't get to watch it. I think over the last season it was costing you about 700 quid, almost 700 pounds if you wanted to subscribe to TNT and Sky to get access to every Premier League game. And let's face it, if you wanted to watch all of them, you'd have to subscribe to both. Now, what we think is that having a small number of games available for free-to-air is something that's the right thing to do. If you look at the viewing figures, actually, they've gone down on both of those platforms over the last season. We know people are watching football in different ways. They're watching clips on social media. They're watching people playing on computer games. And actually, if you look around the continent as well, in Spain, there's already a precedent here. They've got one game a week for free on DAZN. And this is something that we think we could bring here, and it would be good for the game. It would be good for fans, particularly because we're all suffering this cost of living crisis.
Which the government are heavily responsible for.
Yeah, it's got to try and give a bit back, haven't they?
I just sometimes MPs talk about sport, and I'm like, why don't you stick to trying to run the country and leave football and sports stuff?
I do like the idea though of one game.
Yeah, but what game will it be? Will it be Man United Liverpool?
Doesn't really matter, does it?
It does. It does.
I mean, listen, subscriptions for Sky and stuff are insane.
Yeah, they are insane amounts of money.
Do you know what I mean? So you got it's free to air. Like what? I remember when the Champions League used to be on ITV.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. Andy Townsend, comms.
Yeah,
I loved it, and you get more eyes on it as well because it's terrestrial. Look how good the major tournaments are: Euros, World Cup. Like, I don't see the issue with it because
you know the problem with it is whoever owns the broadcasting rights, they're charging a fortune.
Yeah, I understand.
So if you own something like that, why would you give it up for free?
I get it, but come on. I mean, I think it'd be brilliant. I mean, listen, I don't know the financial.
So this weekend, right, will be you're going to see Burnley be Fulham, free to air. On BBC One. I
bet the viewing figures are high.
Of course they're not.
Of course it will be. Free to air on ITV, it'd be massive, huge.
I don't think it would be.
I bet it would. I bet it'd be more eyes viewing it on terrestrial than it would be if that was a Sky game.
Yeah, because it reaches a bigger audience.
There you go. That's what it's about.
I know, but if you're pushing for free to air telly, understand the product you're trying to bring in front of everyone.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with a couple of games this season.
There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't think it will happen.
But do you think it's a good idea?
Do I think it's a good idea? It can't be a bad idea, so yes.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I do think it's a good idea.
I'd love to see
just
that.
when you have MPs coming on talking about the cost of living, who's responsible for that?
Yeah, putting the tax up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous to hear that. But anyway, you can have your son if you want. 03717222334. I mean, what else can be done for football fans in order to improve Matchday? Everything. How much is a programme now?
I don't know. Someone
$5?
Like if you're listening, as they always are, fantastic listeners. Can you
how
just
much
let me know?
$5? $10?
I'm going to go for.
Don't say a tenner. Normal Matchday
I'm sure when I was at Ipswich, right, programmes might have been £2.50, but I'm going to go for.
Can I ask a question before you answer? And I hope the answer is not yes. A programme's not more money for like a Category A game, is it?
I wouldn't know.
I hope that's not the answer.
Whoever you support, I need to hear what the price is.
Okay, yeah, let us know.
Matchday experience is nuts.
Matchday experience is nuts.
Isn't the cost of it is crazy?
Yeah.
You go into the club shop beforehand, you get a shirt or you get a kit, everything is just.
I don't know how people afford it. I really don't. I took my 2 kids and my missus to Man United last season, I think it was.
Yeah.
My kids wanted a scarf. It was in the winter. Scarf. Shirt. I don't need a built shirt. Scarf and a few. I've done like 120 quid. I didn't buy a Matchday shirt.
Yeah.
But nothing.
Nothing.
It is disgusting.
Then you throw food into the mix.
Got food.
But you know what? It's almost like football clubs are almost not going against, because you have the guys that are outside the stadium that sell their burgers and their hot dogs and that, and they've been there for years. The guys on the side of the road that sell their memorabilia, and they've been there for years. But now, because football clubs are now doing this kind of arenas now, they're not just. They want
to get you in as quick as possible.
Right. They're almost taking away from the guys outside.
They are, but only for the real big clubs, right? You're not going to get someone at Rotherham or Leyton Orient, or if you're selling burgers outside that ground, you're going to carry on selling them.
Of course. But for the clubs like, as you said, the Premier League clubs,
they're all money making.
It's all about inside.
Yeah, the amount of money involved in football is disgusting.
Insane.
It is insane. I don't know how a guy can you just take your kids to a game at the weekend if you can, right? Or you got to log on to a website and become part of a members club and all that.
I don't know, because I had my season tickets, but that was easy.
Yeah.
But I think you can go on the Arsenal ticket exchange and try and buy a couple of bits.
This is it. I know you can do that.
Which ain't too
but
bad.
You can't. My question is, can you just turn up on Matchday and buy a ticket? Apart from the people outside that sell them illegally.
I reckon some games you'll be able to.
Do you?
Yeah.
You can go to the box office.
If Arsenal playing.
They'll be sold out, right? All Arsenal games.
No, mate. Well, I used to sit sometimes empty seats here, there, everywhere.
Really?
But I think if you turn up certain games
to the box office
and go, listen, need tickets for today, I think you'll get a couple.
Really?
Yeah, but not against City or Liverpool or United.
No, of course, but there are games you think.
Yeah.
Maybe people can tell us that.
Maybe if there's an FA Cup game.
Yeah.
And you've got like a League 2 side or League 1 side.
But let's say you Arsenal playing Walsall.
Yeah, you get a ticket for that.
What, on the day?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I reckon so.
If you've got the answer to that, give us a call, 03717 223 We've got lots coming up in today's show. For 5 o'clock, we'll be looking ahead to Chelsea. They're in action tonight. It's live on talkSPORT, as you'd imagine. Kick off at 8 p.m. in the Club World Cup semi-final. We'll be asking if Chelsea come away from that tournament with the trophy, their aim for the season can't be top 4. They've got to finally one day say, OK, we're ready now.
I think another season, then they'll be ready.
What?
Not yet.
Really?
Yeah, not yet.
Okay, we'll ask that question. We'll also talk about whether or not you should give up the chance of breaking a sporting record just because the person that holds it is a bit of a legend. Because it happened in the cricketing world. Lots coming your way. 03717 223 The number to dial if you want to be a part of today's Drive Time show on talkSPORT.
plays that villain role very well now. It's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
talkSPORT, it's me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent in Mobile Point, Newcastle, same-day driveway, available on all cars. Book a test drive today. Still to come, we're asking how important sporting integrity is as South Africa's cricket captain passed up on the chance to beat Brian Lara's world record test score in men's cricket. Madness.
Madness, yeah.
Madness. No one would do that. Just quickly, Anthony Elanga will have a medical in Newcastle this afternoon ahead of his £55 million move from Forest. Listen, I like Elanga, right? Real pacey, wide player. 55 million, a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's modern day football, isn't it? And he was really good last year for Forest.
Yeah.
One of their better players. It's shocked me that they're selling him. So maybe PSR rules are going to have to sell somebody. But
yeah,
good player. Great signing for Newcastle. I mean, it fits into what they do really well. And obviously Eddie Howe's a coach, really good coach.
You're looking at Calvert-Lewin as well. Have you seen that? Having a chat with him?
Yeah, a little bit of backup for. But I mean, listen, if he can stay fit, I think he's okay. But I mean, imagine if he gets an injury and then obviously Calvert-Lewin steps up. It's just. I think there's a bit of a because you lot were linked to Vardy, Callum Wilson,
and one other,
and him, Calvert-Lewin, right?
Yeah,
right. But if you're Newcastle, I'm not sure if it's Callum Wilson who's opted not to stay. But out of the three, I mean, Vardy's sharp as they come, but whether they'd go for him or not, I don't know. But Callum Wilson, I'd have stuck with Callum Wilson. But if it's Callum's decision, then I get it.
Yeah. Listen, we're into the second week of Wimbledon. Watching for talkSPORT, of course, is Lisa O'Sullivan.
And we've got around 10 minutes to wait before Carlos Alcaraz and Cameron Norrie come on to decide who will be going through to the 2025 Wimbledon semi-final. And that's because the match before has only really just finished, and Aryna Sabalenka being pushed all the way, taken the distance by the German Laura Siegemund, who has just played out of her skin on the centre court here. And we also saw an absolute cracker over on number one court as well. Taylor Fritz into his first Wimbledon semi-final. He picked up titles in Stuttgart and Eastbourne and has now beaten Karen Khachanov in 4 sets. But the big one is going to be tea time. It's going to be Carlos Alcaraz against Cameron Norrie.
Can't wait for that one. Thanks, Lise. Right, time now to get the latest from Switzerland with our friends at McDonald's.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. When the big match means Big McDonald's hunger, try the new and iconic Big Arch. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Yeah, Big E tomorrow. The Lionesses will be looking to bounce back from their defeat they suffered in the opening game, and that was against France when they faced the Netherlands. Tomorrow it's live on talkSPORT at 5 p.m. ahead of the game. The boss, Serena Wiegmann, spoke to talkSPORT's Courtney Sweetman-Kirk and discussed the reaction she has seen so far from her team.
Everyone, of course, reviewed, looked very critical to herself and said, okay, what can I do better? How can I stay connected with my team better? How can we stick together and get our game to a higher level? Because we've all agreed that the first part of the game we played really well, the last part of the game we played really well, and in between we played too sloppy and we didn't make the right decisions at moments. And that's absolutely what we want to do better, related to our game plan against the Netherlands tomorrow.
Oh, we can get more on tomorrow's big game as we speak to England's women's reporter Courtney Sweetman-Kirk joins us again. Courtney, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, both. How are you?
We are tickety-boo. How are you? How are the nerves? Because we're edging closer to a must-win game now for England.
Yeah, I feel like there's potentially more nerves around the media rather than the actual players themselves. I think they've got a laser focus on what they need to do, because if we're honest, it's probably win or bust. So I think they're very focused on what they need to do, the type of performance that they need to put in to go and beat the Netherlands, who are a very good side. I think all the players know each other very, very well in terms of that WSL contingent. Obviously, Chloe Kelly and Alessia Russo play with a lot of the Arsenal Dutch players, the same with the likes of Jess Parker, Lauren Hemp at Man City. And obviously Serena Wiegman, now Lionesses manager, used to be the Netherlands manager. So they're two teams that know each other very well.
Courtney, I know the result wasn't great against France, but I guess if you are looking for positives, it's the way they started the game. How important is it that they start the Netherlands game the exact same way?
Yeah, I think it's huge. You're right. I think the first 20 minutes they were by far the most dominant side, and if you would have reflected on the first 20 minutes, there only would have looked like one winner. But that's not football. It's a 90-minute game, and that disallowed goal, I think it really switched the momentum. So they've got to have a fast start. And what we were speaking about with sort of Alessia Russo and Hannah Hampton yesterday as well is that mentality, that being able to stop that momentum shift or stop it that dramatically. You're never going to stop it in football because it's up and down. But I think if something isn't to go their way, the Lionesses in the opening 15-20 minutes, then there needs to be strategies to make sure that they don't let the game get away from them the way that they did against France.
Courtney, before the tournament started, lots was made of the key English players that we were missing. Have we missed them as much as you thought, more or less?
Yeah, for me, I think I didn't really buy into it all, to be honest. I think, you look at the omissions, for example, Frank Kirby was probably never going to be in the squad. That was made clear by Serena Wiegman. Again, with Mary, that was her choice. I think the only one to maybe debate about, I suppose, is Millie. But again, that was her choice. So I do think I wouldn't say we miss leadership. We definitely lack leadership from my perspective in that game, being down at pitch side. There was a moment within the game where, they're 2-0 down England and they're almost looking round of each other. For me, no one took control of that situation, but I think it's easy in hindsight to go, well, that player might have done that player might have done that, because at the end of the day you've got an England captain in Leah Williamson that's just gone and won the Champions League. You've got Alex Greenwood that's got 100 caps. It's a vastly experienced players, Lucy Bronze, Kira Walsh within that squad. So for me, there was enough experience in that squad to be able to turn it round. I don't think it's the right thing personally to be focused on players that aren't in the squad at the moment.
Courtney, someone who is obviously started off this tournament really, really well, and I'm sure someone that the Lionesses know really well is Vivianne Miedema. Now, she scored an unbelievable banger in the first one against Wales. How important is it that England somehow shut her down? We saw her score goals for Arsenal, we've seen her score goals for City, and she's obviously started this tournament really, really well as well.
Yeah, she's a player that I love to watch. I hated playing against her, mind you. She always scored against us, as she does at most teams. But yeah, unbelievable player. That she's got magic. She can make something out of nothing. So yeah, it's vitally important that they keep her quiet. But again, you look through that Netherlands side, Esme Brooks in particular on that left-hand side, in terms of the young player, but sort of Barcelona's emerging star. You've got Kirsten Kasper on the right-hand side. They've got bags of pace. Jill Roord that was previously at Man City, Palova that's at Arsenal. So yes, for me, Vivianne Miedema is the standout player, but they've got talent all over the pitch. So, we need to be careful that we're not just focusing on Vivianne Miedema and making sure that, within the whole squad, we're sticking to our game plan. And for me, it's about being more competitive in midfield. That's what we really, really lacked. Yes, we can speak about the 1v1 battles that maybe we lost in certain areas, but for me, a lot of that came from the fact that we didn't get close enough to midfield. We weren't competitive enough. It was too easy for France to play around us. And, to that end, I would love to see Grace Clinton starting tomorrow, because I think she gives us that bit of bite.
Just before we let you go, if people are watching on YouTube, they'll see that you've got splashed across your top the fear of God. You would have seen Spain play yesterday. Did they put the fear of God into all their opponents? You think they were just outstanding, weren't they?
Yeah, they always do, and long before now they've put the fear into me. I always remember when I was out in Australia for the World Cup final for talkSPORT, and the way that they move the ball, to see that live. I always think you have to, you get a different perspective when you see it live to on the telly, and for me it's the sharpness, the tempo, the quickness that they move the ball around the box is exceptional. And obviously sort of Alexia Putellas putting in another player of the match performance, former Ballon d'Or winner, and then you've got just to top it off, Bonmatí, who's the current Ballon d'Or winner. So yeah, they are scary, and we need to avoid them at all costs, in my opinion.
Okay. I won't talk to you before tomorrow's game because Drive's not on. Of course, we've got live commentary of this game. Are England going to win?
I think they will. I think there's a focus in the squad where they know they have to win, and I think they're all going to pull together. I think you see when the backs are against the wall with this squad that they come out fighting, and you see some of their best football. So I'm hoping that's the case tomorrow.
Okay. Keep up the great work. Always a pleasure. We'll speak to you in a bit. Thanks, Corny.
Cheers, Corny.
See you soon, guys. Thank you.
Our pleasure. That was all thanks to our friends at McDonald's.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. When the big match means big McDonald's hunger, try the new and iconic Big Arch. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
We have a big game of football tonight, the Club World Cup. Chelsea there in semi-final action. We'll be talking about Chelsea when we come out. We'll have team news in our show as well, and we'll talk a bit of boxing and the best of talkSPORT. Oh, great hour coming up right after this, live on Drive on talkSPORT.
With Victor Gyökeres likely heading to Arsenal, what next for Manchester United's search for a striker? Rio Ferdinand told talkSPORT who he wants in.
I'd be disappointed to miss out on Gyökeres if we don't get a number 9 in. But if we got Osimhen, then I wouldn't be too concerned.
So Victor Osimhen to Man United. Well, our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, reckons it looks unlikely.
Now that Galatasaray are really trying to push this deal. Napoli have turned down their initial offer, but he's already agreed personal terms. I think his game would translate very well to the Premier League. I'm surprised there's not more Premier League interest, really. Maybe it's his reputation character-wise. Maybe it's that he commands big wages.
Newcastle have agreed a £55 million deal to sign Forest winger Anthony Elanga. Ruben Amorim's side benefit from that too, receiving a 20% sell-on fee. This could help the club finally bag Brahim Mbumo. Here's talkSPORT's Ben Jacobs.
The good news for Manchester United fans is that the valuation between the clubs is not far off. Manchester United's last bid was £55 million guaranteed, £7.5 million in add-ons. Those add-ons, to my understanding, were not gettable enough in the eyes of Brentford.
Okay. You can grab all the latest transfer news at talksport.com. Tennis now, and Jannik Sinner said he couldn't accept progress to the Wimbledon quarter-finals as a win after Grigor Dimitrov was forced to retire whilst 2 sets up. The Bulgarian fell to the ground saying, my peck, and was reduced to tears before throwing in the towel. Brit Dan Evans told talkSPORT it's a massive loss.
It's the 5th Grand Slam in a row Grigor's had to withdraw from or retire from, I think. Yeah, it's terrible, really, especially, I mean, I know it doesn't make much of a difference, but he was playing such good tennis and he'll take no solace from that. But yeah, it's tough to watch.
And Chelsea could make the final of the Club World Cup tonight with victory against Brazilian side Fluminense. Tickets for the game are going for less than a tenner, a massive drop from almost 350 quid earlier this week. But travelling fans for the PSG and Real Madrid semi-final are paying almost £150. There's more on this at talkSPORT.com.
Well, back to round number 2, Drive on talkSPORT. It's me, Goldstein, and guess who's alongside me?
I need to go back to dinosaurs, man. See what's happening. Didn't hear that.
Wish you would sometimes.
Say that again, please.
No, not say it again, but you should put your headphones on. No, don't press button, John. Still to come, Troy Deeney will be joining us from New York to look ahead to tonight's Club World Cup semi-final between Chelsea and Fluminense, which of course is a game you can hear live on talkSPORT. And staying with Chelsea, we're asking the question now, should they be considered title contenders next season?
Palmer skips away for a couple of challenges, shoots left-footed into the bottom corner.
I think the Chelsea fans will expect Chelsea to compete for the league next season. I think there's a lot of fans that will.
I think they'll be close to challenging.
What makes you think that then?
I think they're nearly complete.
But their ambition impresses me. That if you're a Chelsea fan, you can't knock the finance and the ambition of them.
And Chelsea are through to the semi-finals of the Club World Cup.
The players, though, are taking it seriously. I've been fortunate to speak to a handful of Chelsea players, and they're not taking this as a preseason tournament at all. They're in it.
They are indeed in it. Tonight, Chelsea face Fluminense in the Club World Cup semi-final. They aim to lift the trophy for the second time in their career. They've been busy in the transfer window as well after finishing 4th last season, signing the likes of Pedro Lim-Delap and Jamie Gittins, to name but a few. On Drive last week, Gabriel Bonhar said that he's had enough of the excuses from Chelsea and their fans and believes it's time to challenge for the title.
I'm sorry, when you look at what they spend. I mean, last season they spent €281 million. This season already, €179 million. What they're spending each summer, they should be beating the teams that they're beating. They should be one of the favourites to win this competition. We've got to come into it, but I'm sick of hearing it. Chelsea fans and Cundy and Scott Mento. No, another year, top 4 will be great and try and win a trophy. No. Chelsea should be going for the title. The amount of money they're spending, the players they're bringing in. I get it a couple of years ago, but come on. Last season, okay, patience. Get into the top 4. Okay, get into Champions League. Okay. This season, you can't be the same. Oh, top 4 will do. Oh, Champions League now. We've got to be careful playing Champions League. No, the amount of players you've got. I know they'll get rid of some of these players as well, but they're going to have 2 teams.
I have to say I agree with everything Gabby said. I have to. You're spending $450 million over 2 windows. Top 4 shouldn't be enough.
Yeah, but I get it. But they're spending money, but they're not, I wouldn't say they're spending money to win the league now. Right, so
you spend £500 million, you ain't getting. Top 4's not your aim.
No, but talk about the foundations. So when you look at what Chelsea have bought, they're all young. They've not gone straight in and gone right. like Liverpool verts. They're not going to bought in. They're not going to bought in ready-made superstars.
No, they haven't.
So which tells me
when should you see?
Give it another year. Let it develop again.
Not another year.
Yeah, let them develop again.
Develop again.
Well, okay, Liam Delap, right? They've signed him for Ipswich. Young kid, done really well.
Yeah.
He's obviously not going to lead the line for them to. They're not signed him to win the league. They're thinking in the future he will win us the league. When they sold Carl,
Okay, it's a huge risk, isn't it?
Yeah, no,
because you're effectively saying that Chelsea's standing still.
But they're not standing. They're still moving forward. But
well, top 4 and top 4, or top 5 and top 5.
Yeah, but if they're closing the gap on the ones above them, then it's. I think for Chelsea, they're not buying players now. Like they're not spending like 100 million on Haaland, who's ready to go now, or like they're not buying ready-made superstars. What they're trying to do is sign younger players and turn them into superstars. So I think that give it another year, because even the manager's inexperienced.
Give it another year.
Another year. Things are just
sound like Arsenal now.
No, but things that happen just like that. And I think that's the problem that people have got. People will expect now, and sometimes that's not always possible. But I think the squad
challenge,
the squad that look at.
Come on, let's knock on the door, shall we? Let's knock on the door. You spent 450 million over 2-3 windows. Knock on the door.
How much have you spent over the last 2 windows?
Well, it's not good enough.
No, my point is,
I'm saying if I said to you now,
no,
we're building, you'd take the mickey out of me.
No, but yeah, because you got a
What's our aim? What's our aim?
Stay up.
No, come on. What's our aim?
Stay up.
No, come on.
What do you mean?
Well, it's not me. Not his name. He's not to stay up.
Well, it isn't. It is now.
Come on.
Yeah, stay up. So I
come on. What is our aim? There's a reason I'm asking. But you know, you wouldn't say that if you're on Match of the Day.
Yours now is now top half.
Right, top half.
Yeah.
Right. So if I said to you, okay, you're fine.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but as a Man United fan, I'm not thinking top half. I'm thinking bigger than that.
Yeah, but you're being unrealistic.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You're miles away from winning the league.
No, I'm not talking about winning the league. I'm talking about top 7. It's my aim as a Man United fan.
Is that what it's come to?
If you're a Chelsea, well, this season is. If you're a Chelsea fan, you're spending all that money. You can't tell me you come away with the Club World Cup, and your aim is still top 4.
Listen to me, right? So
what are you looking for?
I'm looking for the. No, I've got it here. So one of the oldest player in their squad, right now, and he doesn't even get a look in.
Yeah, well,
is Raheem Sterling. He's 30, right? I honestly think with the way that they are spending their money, Chelsea, is that they are feeling that in the next year or so, couple of years' time, they will be up there competing with the big boys for Premier League
titles. The big
titles.
boys would have moved on a year.
Yeah, but so are these.
No. In a year's time, the big boys would have moved on a year. They haven't moved on.
No, but they have moved on. Like last season, look where they are.
Where did they finish last season? 5th?
No, they're 4th, weren't they? Right?
Was it 4th?
Yeah, it's top 4.
Who's 5th?
Newcastle. Was it Newcastle? Yeah, Newcastle,
okay.
yeah.
4th?
Yeah.
Okay, realistic aim for Chelsea this season?
To consolidate yourself inside that top 4 again, but win trophies, win a cup, win something.
Right, tell me what the aim is. FA Cup and 4th, what?
Champions League again.
Champions League what? Qualification?
Yeah, qualification.
So 5th, top 5.
And get yourself in and win a trophy.
What one? FA Cup? League Cup?
Whatever you're in. Whatever competition you're in, win it.
And that's enough for a team that spends just under
they're in the Champions League, right? So
yeah, I know.
So yeah, I think if they go deep in the Champions League, finish in the top 4 again, and win like a domestic trophy, that's a sign of progression, I think.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, we'll take calls at 03717223334. Nick's a Chelsea fan. Hello, Nick.
Hi guys, how are you?
Well, good man. How are you? You well?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm going to have to disagree with Mr. Bent, I'm afraid.
Good, go for it.
I think last season we were challenging for the title until our coach started to talk our chances down, and I think that affected the confidence of a younger squad. So we were there or thereabouts. I still think we're a keeper short of winning the title. I think if we improve that and get ourselves a first-class title, a first-class keeper, I think we've got a chance of winning the Premiership this season. We should be. Like you said, we spent lots of money. Yeah, go on.
Do you think you need an experienced centre-half when you had Thiago Silva there? If you had someone like, I know he's too old now, but like a Sergio Ramos, do you think someone like that will make a difference?
Not now, but it would have. I think that was the big mistake. We cleared out all the experienced players. They had a project, get all the youngsters in. I think if we'd have kept 3 or 4 senior pros like Thiago Silva, I think we'd be ahead of where we are now. But I really am convinced, watching them progress and bond, and with the new signings, I think with a new keeper, we will challenge for the title this season.
Yeah, see, now I'm not in the same boat as that. I think they need a goalkeeper. I think they need another centre half. I'm still not sure about them in attacking areas. Like centre forward, Delap, Jackson, decent. What your wide players? You've got Neto's there, Madueke. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about their productivity. Palmer, yeah, he speaks for himself. Midfield's great, but I still think they're about 3 players short.
Nick.
Well, Well, we finished fourth. We won the Conference League. We got a chance of winning the Club World Cup. I think everything is an upward trajectory. The confidence must be sky high. The youngsters must be really bonding. And I go back to it. One solid, good keeper, and I think we're challenging.
Okay, good call. Thanks for that.
Yeah, I don't.
I am stunned that they haven't gone for a keeper.
Oh, but they did, didn't they? Mike Mannion and AC Milan were mucking around.
I know, but then I've said it before. Keller going to Brentford.
Brentford, yeah.
12 million.
Maybe what?
So maybe Liverpool didn't want to sell him.
That's why they didn't want to send him to Chelsea.
You're hearing a lot. Who do that from?
Why are you asking about sources?
Who do that from?
I'm not telling you.
Who told you that?
But I think if they get Mike Mannion and an experience, I'm with you. I like Levi Colwell, but I think he'd be very good, and even like Chalobah. But I think they need someone with experience next to them.
But they won't do that.
No, Reece James can stay fit.
Yeah,
I think he'd be incredible because you know what's mad about Reece James? I was having a look the other day. Do you know how old he is? Reece James.
That's a great question. 26.
Reece James is right.
No, he's not that old.
Keep going. Where is he?
Have you got it?
Oh my goodness! I've got the Chelsea squad here, and he's not even in the...
He must be in the squad.
He's in the squad, but I'm looking at and he's not there.
Keep going. Found it?
Yep, got it.
Right,
how old do you think he is?
23.
He's 25.
Okay, right in the middle.
So I thought he was older.
Oh no, I didn't even.
He's been around for... Think about how long he's been around. Maybe he won the Champions League over, 5 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah,
So, but no,
they do need experience there, but they're not going to do that, Chelsea.
No, but I just think this team now, one experienced centre-half, goalkeeper,
Keeper's the one.
and one of the strikers catches fire. Because every single time Chelsea have won the league,
yeah,
right. I know the Champions League's a different story because they won it without that proper centre forward when Havertz scored the winner. But every single time they've won something big, Champions League, Drogba, Diogo Costa. I mean, they've had good strikers. I think if Liam, which I think he can do, hit the ground running and score some goals, then yeah, of course.
Do you think he's good enough to lead that line?
Yeah,
for the whole season.
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
But it's good. Listen, the jump from Ipswich to Chelsea is huge. Expectations different.
Yeah, you're going to a proper club.
What do you mean proper club?
Huh?
What do you mean proper club?
I'm just saying. We'll take your calls, Chelsea fans, 03717 223344. Expectations for Chelsea. They're in action tonight. It's live on talkSPORT against Fluminense for a place in the final of the Club World Cup, and we'll have team news as well in our show.
plays that villain role very well now. It's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
talkSPORT, it's me, Andy Goldstein, the superstar that is Darren Bent at Motor Point. Thousands of cars, all unbeatable prices guaranteed. Head to motorpoint.co.uk for details. Still to come, we'll have some fun. We will have lots of fun with the best of talkSPORT. Just quickly, Man United have been offered the chance to sign Jamie Vardy, who's out of contract following his departure from Leicester. I love Jamie Vardy. Absolutely adore him. If we sign Jamie
Is he better
Vardy,
than what you got?
That's an unbelievable question. Is he better than what we've got? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Good Rasmus.
Do you agree with that?
No, that's what I'm thinking.
Well,
I don't know.
Come
mate.
on.
Don't know.
No, but do you agree with that? No, give your opinion. You're paid to give your opinion, to be fair.
On this occasion, I'm going to withdraw
No,
that.
do you think he's better than what we got? Okay. So the next time you ask me a question, I'll plead the fifth as
You
well.
do it all the time.
Well, definitely. Why can't you answer that?
No, that's your opinion. That's fair enough.
Okay, I'll retract my opinion.
No.
I lied. Right, we're into the second week of Wimbledon. These are watching for talkSPORT.
What a difference a year makes. This time last year, Cam Norrie was getting ready to perform at the Paris Olympics, but had to withdraw with injury, which sent him plummeting down the rankings. Now here he is in a quarter-final match against Carlos Alcaraz, the second seed, fighting for a place in the semi-finals at Wimbledon. It's one game all in the first set. We've already had wins today for Taylor Fritz, who will meet the winner of this match, while in the women's draw, Aryna Sabalenka came through a tough one against Laura Siegemund of Germany.
Thanks, Lisa. We'll go to the phone lines in just a moment. We're talking all things Chelsea, but Germany, they're taking on Denmark in the Women's Euros. There's been a goal. Watching for talkSPORT, Charlotte Richardson. Hi, Charlotte.
It's Germany 1, Denmark 0. Clara Ball puts Germany ahead. A really clinical strike on the edge of the area into the bottom right corner. The 8-time European champions had been building pressure. It felt like a moment was coming, and the forward for Germany has taken that moment and put them ahead. Germany 1, Denmark 0.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. When the big match means Big McDonald's hunger, try the new and iconic Big Arch. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
I can't tell you, actually, there is a goal check going on in that goal. I didn't see whether or not it was offside. Did you see it?
I didn't know.
The ball went through a crowd of players.
Yeah, so I think they're looking for offside, maybe potentially, but...
Well, it's currently still 1-0 on the score sheet, but play has not resumed. So I was going to say we'll keep you informed. If you don't hear from me, it's a goal. Right, let's go to the phone line, shall we? 03717 223344. We're talking all things Chelsea. George is a Chelsea fan. Hi, George.
Hi, guys. Great show as always.
Thanks, man. Are you good, George? You well?
Yeah. Yeah, very well. Thank you. Just had a nice lunch with my daughter and bought her a top, so it's lovely. Yeah.
Where'd you go for lunch?
We were in Bristol and went for a burger. It was lovely. Okay. Very nice. Place called Fatso's Burgers. Absolutely fantastic.
Go on, how much is a burger and chips now? How much your lunch come to?
I think, what did I pay? It was about 16, 17 quid.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Good work.
Yeah, and it was nice. Very nice. But anyway, going on to the Supersonic Chelsea.
Yes.
Yeah, like that caller Nick was just saying, we're definitely a keeper away. I can't believe we haven't really gone in for... Well, we went in for the AC Milan keeper. I'm not sure if we've backed out of that because in 6 months' time he'll be free. But even so, I'm not too convinced with him. I quite like that kid at Leicester, their keeper. I think he's a very, very good keeper. Someone like that plays...
Hermanson.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I do think we struggle at the back. Colwell needs someone with him. And it's a shame that we can't keep that Fofana fit because, you know, I think he's such a good defender, that Fofana, when he's a fully fit Fofana. But I do believe Chelsea, you know, when this lot came in, when Abramovich had to sell and all of that, and this lot came in and they totally and utterly, you know, ripped the foundations away, destroyed the DNA, all of that, and everybody was laughing. You know, and all of a sudden they look round and Chelsea, something bubbling up nicely at Chelsea. And everyone goes on about experience and stuff like that. You know, I don't think you... Look at Cucurella. Look how many games that kid has played. Look at the games he's played in. That's experience. He's an experienced player. So's Caicedo, and I do believe Enzo Fernandez should be our captain. I've said this before. I do like Reece James. I love Reece James. But can you keep Reece James fit? I think Fernandez is more of a captain than him. He's done bigger games than Reece James, you know, World Cup final. And I just think Chelsea...
I mean, sorry, Reece James did do Champions League final. That's big one as well.
Yeah, that's a big one, but I don't think it's bigger than the World Cup final.
I agree with that. Say he's done big games.
You know, what I am worried about is this... You know, when we talk about what we got up front, you know, we forget we got George, we got this Gittins, you know. But what I do worry about is this young lad that's come from Brighton, Pedro. You know, he's got that streak in him, isn't he? Like Jackson, you know, you see some of these elbows that he throws back. You know, do we need another player like that? But let's see what he does. You know, but I do believe Chelsea are bubbling up something very, very nicely, and I do think they should be challenging for the title. Okay. The only thing about Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal is you've got to remember those three teams have been together for a lot longer than what this Chelsea squad has been.
Okay. Well, good call. Thanks for that, George. Let's go to Bilal, Chelsea fan. Hi, Bilal.
Hello, you all right?
I'm good. Am I saying your name correctly?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh,
Thank
good.
you. How are
Okay.
you guys? You all right?
I'm good, man. Very well. How are you doing today? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Just at work, just finishing off now.
Okay, what do you do?
Electrician.
Sparky?
Yeah, Sparky, mate.
Oh, okay. What would you like to say?
I think I agree with Benty. I think we've got a young squad. We've changed our DNA completely. I think we still need another year till we can properly challenge. We have to be up there, top four, but I don't think we'll win it.
Why? Can I ask? But sorry, Bilal, are you playing a 1980s Pac-Man game, or have you just pulled over to the side of the road?
No, I've just pulled over to the side
fine.
of the
Okay,
road.
all right.
It's the emergency buttons. Yeah, no, I think the three ahead of us are slightly ahead of us. I don't think this year we'll do it, but I'd like to see us challenging. Team's still quite young, still needs time developing together, still needs time to gel in. I'd say another year before we can properly challenge and, you know, hopefully win it. I think this year, if we get top three, I'd be happy with that. Another cup, I'd be happy with that, and deep into the Champions League.
Okay. Bilal, thanks for your call, man. There you go, he's gone. Sparky on the show.
Yeah.
Should have asked him for the name of his company, right? Give him a little plug. Chelsea to Arsenal. Charlie is an Arsenal fan. Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Andy. How are you?
Good, man. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. Just really quickly, I want to give a shout out to you and Benty. It's my favourite show to listen to. I've tried 12 times to get through, and you know what it's like. But you two do an absolutely fantastic job.
Love that, thank you.
That's very kind of you. Charlie, you've got 90 minutes now. Do what you want with it.
So it's a little bit of a weird one, this. Maybe a question for another show, potentially. Andy, where in the Premier League table, so what, top 4, top 5, where do you think you have to finish in order to be considered challenging for the title?
I don't think it's where you finish. I think it's how many points behind.
So my reason for it is, as you well probably know now, is that everybody, all pundits say, Arsenal should be winning the Premier League this season. There's no excuses. Arsenal should be winning the Premier League. Well,
I don't know if they're saying it for this season, but they have said it in previous seasons. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, no excuses. Arsenal should be winning the Premier League.
Okay.
If they finish second 2 or 3 seasons in a row, well, if Liverpool are supposed to win it and Man City are making a comeback, and this is the year Arsenal are supposed to win it, well, that's 3 teams already. So you're talking 4th, 5th, potentially. These teams are still supposed to be challenging for the league, right?
Yeah, they are. But when Arne Slot took over at Liverpool, no one expected them to win it, right?
I do agree with that.
And they did. They leapfrogged Arsenal. I wouldn't say that.
Although he did go there to pretty much a ready-made team.
Yeah, yes, great. I mean, he changed the midfield up a bit, but It was a great team inherited, without a doubt. We're talking about some of the best players ever to play Premier League football. But with regards to your team, Arsenal, I wouldn't now say that this season's the season they should win it. I think previous seasons have been the seasons they should have won it. I just think it's going to be, this season for Arsenal, more difficult than ever before. I think Liverpool, we've seen the signings that they've brought in. City look fantastic as well. And now we're talking about other sides like Chelsea. Personally, I think Arsenal have missed their chance.
They've missed it, so it's done.
It's what? Say again, Charlie?
So you think it's Arsenal's is done? Do you think Chelsea have a better chance this season?
Oh, do you?
No.
No. I'm sorry. I have to fully agree with Benty. I think these guys are planning for the future. I think they spend too much money to plan for the future.
Okay. You think Norgard and Kepa have made a difference, do you?
No, he's never Mendy. You forgot that one, didn't you?
I think people forget that Chelsea paid 70 million for Kepa and he's won the Champions League twice. We've just signed him for 5.
No, come on. He's awful goalkeeper.
Yeah.
No, he's got a good backup. I think it's unbelievable backup.
He weren't great for Bournemouth.
He was.
I don't think.
Mate, he was good for Bournemouth.
Thanks, Charlie.
Hey, you know what we need?
Honestly.
Listen, if there's a Bournemouth fan listening, please call up. He was good for Bournemouth. I need a Bournemouth fan to call up and tell him what he was like last year.
He ain't £72 million worth of goalkeeper.
He got it for 5. So he's a £5 million goalkeeper.
I really hope you don't. Sometimes.
I need a Bournemouth fan.
Do you know what? When the season ends, right, it's all nice and relaxed. That's the first time I felt a little bit of hatred towards you.
Right.
You know the hatred we get for each other throughout the season?
Yeah.
It's just starting to come back now.
I need a Bournemouth fan to tell you about Kepa.
We do. 03717223334. Now, Germany are taking on Denmark in the Women's Euros. The last time we spoke to Charlotte Richardson, there was a goal for Germany. I can tell you that goal didn't count, but there has been another goal. Charlotte.
What a couple of mad minutes in this group game. It's now Germany 0, Denmark 1. Amelia Vansgaard fires Denmark ahead as they go down the other pitch and completely punish Germany. A moment of lax defending. Vansgaard was there to make the absolute most of it. But I do feel a slight degree of sympathy for Germany, which is a sentence I never thought I'd say out loud, because the goal that was disallowed was ever so harsh. It was Shoka Nuskun who the ball went through her legs when Clara Ball stroked it into the bottom right corner. VAR took a good few minutes to get involved to rule that goal out, and things have gotten bad to worse for Germany. They trail here. Germany 0, Denmark 1.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. The new Big Arch has landed at McDonald's with its very own signature sauce. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Still to come, building up to Chelsea's Club World Cup semi-final. Our team news for you ahead of that one. It's live on talkSPORT. First time for No Googling Part 2. We want to know who was the last player to win the Golden Boot for Chelsea.
That's easy.
Is it? All right. And what year was he born? Who was the last player to win the Golden Boot for Chelsea? What year was he born? No. What letter is that meant to be?
See, his surname.
No.
Golden Boot.
Who do you think it was?
Diego Costa.
No. 100% wrong. Oh, it's easy. Well, you're wrong. No more guesses.
To win the Golden Boot.
Yeah, you're wrong. The answer to that, and more embarrassment for Benny right after this laugh at Drive and talkSPORT.
Police in Spain say Diogo Jota is thought to have been driving when he and his brother died in a car crash last week. They also suggest that their investigations indicate the vehicle was travelling in high excess of the speed limit when they suffered a tyre blowout. Elsewhere, Newcastle have agreed a £55 million deal with Nottingham Forest for Anthony Elanga. But Simon Jordan fears this could spark a mass PSR exodus of Forest's top players.
Teams aren't just built overnight, and so if you start taking away the best parts of the team, all of a sudden next it'll be the other kid, Gibbs White, and then it'll be someone else, and it'll be someone else, and all of a sudden the structure, the backbone of Nottingham Forest that deserved so much praise last season starts to get underpinned because everybody's look at Forest over there, there's the vision, we'll pinch all their players.
Australia's fly half Noah Lulaliso has been ruled out of their test series against the British and Irish Lions. Looking at the Lions camp, and Johnny Sexton's told talkSPORT how Owen Farrell settled into the camp after being called up.
He must have had the playbook on the plane on the way over because he came in and he's not missed a beat. He's been on top of things in training, and that's exactly why he picked someone with experience and knows about the Lions.
And how lucky was world number one Yannick Sinner in his fourth round match at Wimbledon yesterday?
Yannick Sinner knows that he got away with that one yesterday because he was in some deep trouble. 2 sets to love down, and it was a competitive third set.
Grigor Dimitrov was forced to retire with a pec injury. Remember, the Lions versus the Brumbies is live on talkSPORT 2 tomorrow. Coverage from 10 a.m.
talkSPORT with Andy Goldstein, Mr. Happy over there, Darren Bent. Before the break, ask the question: who's the last Chelsea player to win the Golden Boot? You clear? You ready?
Yep.
If I
and a pen.
Okay. If I spin you round a lot.
Dizzy.
No.
Oh.
You go on a little bit.
Dizzy.
No. It begins with G.
A little bit. What's something?
Huh?
If you spin me
another
around,
word. Yeah, another word for it.
I'll be dizzy. I'll be.
Bit giddy. Giddy.
Well, giddy doesn't mean dizzy.
Yeah, that's what giddy means.
When you got the giggles, little stupid giggles.
Giddy, you spin around, you be giddy.
No, it's not. Giddy is like when you go. Someone's like, he keeps laughing and giggling all the time. You go a bit giddy, ain't you?
No, giddy's when you're losing your head.
No,
it is. That's
okay, we've got giddy.
And the next one is
Didier Drogba.
Oh yeah,
he was the last one.
Yeah,
Diego Costa won it since Drogba.
Well, I'm just reading out the answer to you.
Is it a title-winning season?
Who was the last player to win the Golden Boot for Chelsea? Oh, you don't mean? He's googling it.
I'm telling you now, Diego Costa was there after Drogba, right?
Yes, of course.
And he won it when they won the oh, sweet. Oh, maybe
Billy?
Maybe he didn't win the Golden Boot.
Do you want to apologise?
Maybe he didn't.
See, that's the attitude I've got to deal with everyone.
What did Bill say?
Bill said, read the question, the answer's there. And I'm sorry, Bill, I can only apologise for the arrogance of Darren Bent.
He didn't say that.
Mate, why would it be wrong? As you don't answer that. Although Del doesn't work on our show anymore. Still to come, we'll be joined by Troy Deeney, live from New York, ahead of Chelsea's Club World Cup semi-final, live on talkSPORT tonight. Now, how about this? Saturday week, some people say next Saturday, but it's Saturday week. talkSPORT brings you live commentary of the undisputed world heavyweight title fight between Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois from Wembley Stadium. British heavyweight Dave Allen will be part of our expert boxing team, who'll keep you up to date with all the action from the start of the fight right here until the final bell goes. Now, how excited...
Look again, I'm listening to you.
How excited are you about this fight? Saturday week, not next Saturday, Saturday week, Daniel Dubois against Alexander Usyk.
Can't wait.
Now, from the start of the discussions, whenever we've talked about when the fight was made, we've both been very excited about this, and you have been saying that you think Dubois is going to win.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Why is that? Tell me why.
I just think, listen, Usyk has been incredible, right? What a champion. He's been coming up from cruiserweight, completely dominating, taking out all of our perceived best in terms of Dubois first as well, and AJ twice, Fury twice. But I just think sometimes it's about timings, isn't it? And I just think maybe Usyk, was he 38? Dubois like 26, 27.
Yeah.
The confidence he's got from...
But are you getting all of this from Dubois' demolition of AJ?
Yeah, and the confidence that he's got. Daniel Dubois. And listen,
we've all got confidence till we get hit in the movie, right?
I get it, but we saw what happened, and we've also spoke about the low blow. Was it not? Now
It wasn't.
Exactly. So all these little things here, and I just think that Dubois for me with confidence just looks like a completely different character. And I know you're right, it was AJ, and maybe we're reading too much into that, but he didn't have to take him apart, man. And it started from round 1, by the way. It wasn't like a slow...
He did get caught right towards the end of him.
Right.
No, but you know what I'm saying, mate? He did get caught by AJ.
But I almost feel like the ref should have stopped him before when AJ was being hung up by the ropes.
Yeah.
But I just think it's his time. I think Dubois' time now is 38 years old. He's been an unbelievable champion. He's an unbelievable boxer, yeah.
Do you rate him?
Yeah, I do.
As mad as everyone else does. They call him one of the greatest heavyweights ever. Do you put him in that category?
Well, it's hard because I hate trying to compare eras and stuff like so. Certainly from the more experienced boxing people that I know who talk about the best heavyweights ever, of course, Ali's in there. You're going to talk about George Foreman, Joe Frazier, and then you just move it forward, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis. Do you know what I mean? So,
does he get into that category?
Well, because maybe it's a generational thing, but I think about him in the ring with someone like Ali or George Foreman, he'd get destroyed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I see him in the ring. You go back, Lennox Lewis, I think, and beat him.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So a prime Tyson.
Yeah, even Holyfield.
Yeah, so there I'm a little bit like, oh, I don't actually quite know. But
what would have been interesting as well, Klitschko and his pomp.
Yeah, potentially, because when AJ beat him as well, it was a little bit.
Right at the end, yeah.
But Fury beat him in his pomp. So
I don't know if he did beat him.
No, he did. He beat him in his pomp.
Did he beat him in his pomp?
Yeah. So I'm thinking to myself, maybe, but what I do know when it comes to Usyk, he's completely cleaned out this era of boxing.
Yeah, he has.
At cruiserweight level up until...
What do you make of... you've seen Tyson Fury's chat, right? The last couple of days, he's like, if I went in with Danny Dubois, I wouldn't have a chance, effectively.
I think... I almost feel like he's just... Dubois, he might do, because Dubois is a big puncher, but maybe the boxing IQ, Fury, maybe. But I do wonder if... Because neither fighter, I believe, has looked the same, right, since that fight. And that's when...
And we say neither, who? You're talking about
Tyson Fury
yeah,
and Deontay Wilder. Neither boxer.
That's a very good point.
I mean, Wilder, I don't know what's happened to him, but he's gone completely the other way. But when you look at who Fury's fought since that fight, so since that last Wilder fight, he fought Dillian White, which...
Is his mate.
Right, he beat him, right? Chisora.
Oh, no, sorry, Chisora's his mate.
He beat Dillian White, beat Chisora.
Yeah.
Beat Ngannou, but he got knocked down.
Yeah.
And then lost to Alexander Usyk twice. So
being really poor, actually. When you call it out like that, it's been really poor.
And Wilder destroyed by Zhang.
He's done.
Who, Wilder?
Tyson Fury.
No, I still think he's got a big old fight left in him. Yeah.
But when you read that record back, read that again.
So he got since the Wilder fight.
Yeah.
He's had Dillian White.
What round?
He beat him in round 6. Remember, it was like an uppercut push type.
But Dillian White.
Yeah. Derek Chisora.
His mate.
Right.
Payday.
And Ngannou got knocked down, split decision, which I don't think he did win that fight.
No, I agree with you.
And then lost to Usyk twice. And Wilder's got like Zhang knockout, Joseph Parker knockout.
Yeah, the Parker one was frightening. Man.
Yeah, weren't great. So I like Fury, and I still, even now, would love to see him versus AJ.
That's the one you want.
Yeah.
More than any other fight.
Yeah. More than any other fight.
Go on.
You probably in boxing now. I mean, I still would like to see AJ Wilder.
Yeah,
I still would like to see that fight.
I think AJ Fury's the one.
Do you reckon?
That's top. Yeah.
Who wins that?
I think Tyson Fury wins that. I do think that AJ's maybe done. Do you?
Maybe.
Like, you can't keep getting hit like that.
Like rocked. Like mad.
Yeah, heavyweights are brutal anyway, right?
I just think Dubois, mate, he went after it. From the way Dubois went after him round 1, I just thought, oh my goodness.
I'll tell you what fight I'm really looking forward to. Moses Atoma and
Dillian White.
That'd be a great fight. Who wins that fight?
Well, I'm guessing timing's everything in boxing. These promoters are not silly. They know when to put certain fighters
One's going up, one's coming down.
Yeah. But I almost think sometimes boxers, prime example, we all expected Johnny Fisher to be going up the way.
Yeah.
And who beat him twice? Beat him once. Dave Allen to be coming down. And realistically, Dave Allen won twice, because I think he won the first fight.
I totally agree with you.
And then completely destroyed him in the second fight.
Have you seen on social media Dave Allen's now training Johnny?
Is he?
Yeah.
That's quite nice. I
saw that this morning. That was really nice, right?
Yeah. No, that was supposed to be almost a coming of age of Johnny Fisher.
Yeah.
And it went the completely other way. So, so sometimes for Moses Atoma, people are thinking, he'll beat Dillian White, move on. Dillian White might just all of a sudden, for this one fight, pull something out of the bag.
Do you think so?
Maybe. Right, there's no reason why he can't.
Reminder, you mentioned Dave Allen. He's going to be part of our expert boxing team. We'll keep you up to date with all the action from the start of the fight right through to the final bell in what is, without doubt, the biggest fight on the planet at the moment for the heavyweight championship of the world. Alexander Usyk against Daniel Dubois, and it will be live from Wembley Stadium.
Do you want to see 3? Usyk Fury 3?
Usyk?
Because that's what he's talking about, isn't he?
No. I just think when you're Tyson Fury, right? I know he's got a big gob on him, right? But when you're Tyson Fury, sometimes it's not about you, right? You don't need to say, I'll smash him, I'll beat him, right? Because you're not heavyweight champion of the world. You're not even a boxer. You've retired. So do you know what I mean? Let them have their moment. Do you not think so? What are you laughing for?
No, it's just no, because I agree with you.
But that's what he says. He's talking about Daniel Dubois, and he's like, he wouldn't lay a glove on me. I'd smash him to pieces. And I'm like, well, he's in the ring for a reason, and you're retired for a reason. So let him have his moment.
I honestly think that Daniel Dubois right now, and as we said right there, Daniel Dubois.
You love him, don't you?
I just look at him now, and even the way he talks. I mean, he's only 27. He's absolutely humongous.
Yeah.
And I just
he's like a rock, isn't he?
And the way the confidence he's got now. He had the Herkovic fight, and a lot of people thought he was going to lose that. He wins that fight, destroys AJ. Like,
I do think, like his build's a little bit like Mike Tyson. Tyson was smaller, right? But that kind of like
look at that
white. Yeah, no, he's like
who'd want to fight that?
No one.
Look at that. Right. He's got muscles coming out of muscles.
I do. That's very good. But I do think when you move incredibly quickly, like Tyson did in his pomp, and you've got strength, I don't think it matters who you are, what defence you got. You just can't. There's nothing you can do against it.
Well, and that's almost a bit like AJ, no? Because look at the size of him.
Yeah, but he was slow when he AJ.
No, he weren't slow.
I think he was.
No, mate, he weren't slow.
He's quite mechanic.
No, maybe the boxing because of the amateurs and stuff, but he weren't slow. He can still throw like quick bang.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
But this fight's going to be unbelievable.
It will be great. Live on talkSPORT.
How do you think it ends?
Oh my goodness, how do I think it ends? I mean, Usyk's unbelievable, right? We talked about that, whether or not he's up there with the best. I don't think he is, but still, he's an unbelievable fighter.
I think if it goes points, Usyk.
I think Dubois got to get in early and do the job.
But I can see it by 6th round, take him out.
Can you?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wouldn't surprise me.
It's going to bang.
Yeah, it's like a ball in a china shop.
Because if it was a low blow and it wasn't, and if I'm going back in, say I'm fighting you,
yeah,
and you hit me with that low blow and I've got away with it, but I felt your power and it hurt me, going into this fight, I'm a bit like...
Yeah, he's done it once. Yeah.
So, boy, what a fight. I can't wait.
All live on talkSPORT. Still to come on Drive. We'll bring you the best of talkSPORT.
SHABERN.
I've no idea. I don't even know. We'll have more from the Club World Cup.
It's in my head, and I don't want to mention a name, but I will. But it was almost a bit like Lionel Messi-like.
I'm glad you didn't mention it. And could this guy soon be leading the line for United?
Crossing towards Vardy! There's the goal for Leicester City!
No. All that and loads more coming up with the final hour Drive on talkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, when we come back. The best of talkSPORT.
He plays that villain role very well now. It's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
Sharp and talkSPORT to me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent here, Motor Point. New car, same day driveway available on all cars. Book a test drive today. Still to come, we'll be bringing you the very latest transfer news in drives, car boot sale. Just quickly, Man United have been offered the chance to sign Jamie Vardy, who is out of contract following his departure from Leicester. Imagine. Nicholas Jackson is determined to stay at Chelsea and fight for his place in the team. The best of talkSPORT in a sec, but there's a big game happening in the world of tennis at Wimbledon. Watching for talkSPORT is Lisa O'Sullivan.
Watching Britain's remaining single person in the draw, Cameron Norrie take on an inspired Carlos Alcaraz, who before the match spoke about playing Norrie as being a bit of a nightmare, the lefty sometimes causing trouble for Alcaraz, who has just got out of the trap fastest, taking that first set 6-1 and is 30-all in this second set. Sorry, one game all. And Norrie serving, but it is Alcaraz all the way so far. Alcaraz in control, the two-time champion on his way potentially to the semi-final. Cam Norrie needs to stay with him.
Thanks, Liz. Benny, what is it about lefties in sport?
Looks nice, doesn't it? Even a lefty footer.
Anything. Football, golf, snooker, even darts when you're just throwing a dart. What is it?
Is it? I can't even think of any lefty dart players.
Well, that's a great point.
There's obviously going to be some out there, but I can't think of any.
No. What is it about lefties? Why do they look so cool?
It just looks nice, doesn't it? It looks balanced. Like
it does look. It's a great description of
exactly. Look balanced, don't they?
Yeah, lefty golfers look unbelievable. Look effortless. They're all a lot of lefties are all naturally gifted, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you not think so?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, the ones off the top of my head I can think of, Messi. People are like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Bale.
I'm telling you,
yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
It is weird. But they just look more, as a balance more.
Balance is a great description.
Like even Cam Norrie there is playing. Looks lovely left-handed, doesn't he?
I think McEnroe was left-handed when he had a horrible serve to return. He was all open chest. It was terrible. He didn't know where the ball was going. Nuts. You don't remember, that's before you were born. Time now for this. Yeah, time for the best talkSPORT friends, where we run you through some of the recent moments from across talkSPORT and our sister stations. Let's start with this morning's breakfast show. Jeff Stelling, Dean Saunders. They set their guest Tony Casarino the task of spelling Shabana Hearn's name.
Hearn? Well, I'm pretty much do that. Shaban, I always Shabern. Oh, it's not. Is it with an I? Well, it's O-H-E-R-N, isn't it?
Oh,
not Hearn as in Barry Hearn.
No. So one thing that drives me insane. H. Oh my. H. People say H. Terrible.
Shabana Hearn.
Can you spell it?
Yeah, easy.
Look at me. Spell it.
S-H-E she.
H he she. What are you talking about?
H-B-A-H-N.
Yeah. Surname.
A-H-E.
H.
You're throwing. Let me just say how I'm saying it. A-H-E-A-R-N-E.
No. E-R-N-E.
Close there.
H.
H.
What word can you never spell? You spell the A's.
L-I-E.
No.
No. L-I-A.
No. Yeah, no, yeah.
So no, you don't even know. No,
yeah.
No, you don't
I
know.
can't think of words.
No.
L-I-A.
No, see? Look at this. Oh, you don't even know yourself.
Go on, I do know. Spell the A's.
L-I-A-E-I-S-E.
No.
What is it then?
I-S-E.
Say the whole thing. Do the whole thing.
L-I-A-I-S-E.
Okay, nice. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Okay, go on.
What's the worst subject at school for you?
The worst
Trying to work out what school was.
No, the worst language for me where I was...
English?
No, good at English, good at maths, good at Spanish.
I don't know if you're good at maths,
Good at French.
Benny, you're not good at maths.
I would probably say the worst.
Benny,
geography.
You're not good at maths.
I'm good.
You're so... I'll ask you a question now,
No, I don't want to.
100 minus 41.
I don't want to yet.
Go on.
59.
I can see your eyes going. Who's the smartest person you know?
Del. Shout out Del.
Del the back?
Yeah, I love Del. Shout
He's
out
not
Del.
smart.
He's clever. Very.
He's not. He thinks he's clever.
Yeah, he's clever.
He thinks he is.
Or Jordan. Simon.
What, the Patriot? Oh, Simon, yeah. Don't forget the Breakfast Show returns tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. down in Brazil with Dean Saunders.
Sticking with the Breakfast Show. And they were discussing a new device which warns you about an incoming hangover.
I don't see anybody.
I can't see Jeff putting one of those patches
anybody
on.
having a patch on, and it certainly won't be me. You know, I know when I'm going to get a hangover. I know if I've drunk, too much that I'm going to get a hangover. I don't need a patch to tell me. I don't mean a phone to ping, because it normally means it's the wife saying, "Where are you?
Yes.
Why aren't you home? Why are you still in the bar?"
What's the worst hangover you've ever had?
I don't really get hangovers anymore. As I get older, I just get tired. That's the thing that kills me. I'm tired.
What's the best tip for preventing or curing a hangover?
Okay, to guarantee not getting a hangover, don't drink.
Yep, correct.
And to help with one, Diet Coke with ice cubes, a flat Diet Coke, a Snickers bar, and a packet of Walker's salt and vinegar. And anything from McDonald's.
Nice, alright. If you could have a device to warn you about anything, what would it be?
What, any device, but anything?
You need one on your trainers, mate.
What for?
We're reaching a maximum capacity. You're about to pass 15 for the month.
What, buys?
Yeah.
I've got one of those. It's called the Missus. You bought another pair, have you? Did buys to warn about anything?
Yeah.
I can't think of anything.
Brilliant. Don't forget that Jeff returns to the Breakfast Show next Monday from 6.
When I'm going to get asked questions I don't know the answer to. Let's finish with last night's sports bar. They were joined by a paper reviewer called Jack Cunningham.
I'm good. I'm not too bad. A nice weekend. Just moved to London, actually. So.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm living in Croydon.
Yeah,
East
right.
Croydon.
Brought the bed covers with you?
Yeah, have you?
Oh, that's a wounder. That's an absolute wounder. You can't, Jack.
Look like you got curtains for bed covers.
Do you know what's funny? I know for a fact if Adara bought them, it'd be all over his social media. Bed sheets.
No, he would have bought them. He would have gone for free.
Yeah, he would have lied on it and
Shout out bed sheets.
Shout out these bed sheets.
A little picture of him lying on his back.
Honestly.
How often do you change your bed sheets?
Once a week.
How often do you change your pillows? The question. When do you get a new pillow?
Once a week.
No.
Oh, no, actual pillow.
No one ever changes a pillow.
I don't. I've got one of those Temper.
Yeah, I've got one of them.
I need it hard for my
good.
neck.
They're good. In fact, last hour of the show, 03717 22344, and we'll take calls throughout the last hour. I'm looking for the oldest pillow.
Okay, yeah.
Because there'll be people that haven't changed their pillow for 10 years. I love my pillow. Changing the bed sheets is a boring task. What's your least favourite household chore? You don't do any of that.
No, I do.
How do you change a duvet?
What, my technique?
Yeah.
So my technique is, I've obviously taken the sheet off.
Yeah.
I lay the duvet the exact same way that it came off, and then put one corner on, the other corner on, and then just like pull it up.
No, that's terrible.
Well, that's how I do it.
No.
You said, what's my technique?
Well, let me tell you the better technique.
Here we go.
Duvet inside out, stand in it, so you stand it inside out, top right hand and left hand corner, and then bend down and pick up the duvet, pull the duvet, and it just all comes off you.
Rubbish.
Much better.
No, it's rubbish.
Right, we get two duvets
I bet
in
mine's faster than yours.
No, I'll easily change a
Yeah,
bed.
but how are we going to do it? There's no, we can't, my technique, I need to lie down.
We need to do the jerk off as well first.
Trust me.
When are we doing the jerk off?
I'll speak to Levi.
Okay, we do that. For the latest bits of TalkSport, you can download the TalkSport Daily Podcast. From Monday, you can download 21 Minutes to Go, which is Goldstein and Cundy's new podcast.
Don't know when I want to hear that.
No, they do want to hear that.
No, they don't.
You can go and subscribe now. There's a little demo out. 21 Minutes to Go. Go download it.
Is it 21 minutes, the whole podcast?
Yeah, exactly. Bang on. Cuts out exactly the wrong moment. Don't forget to... Where's the music on? Don't forget to download the talkSPORT app where you can subscribe between talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2 and all of other sister stations so you never miss a moment. Germany are taking on Denmark in the Women's Euros. It's half-time. The last we heard, Germany were 1-0 up. Then they weren't 1-0 up. They were 1-0 behind. I don't really know what's happening. Someone that does, thankfully, is watching for talkSPORT. It's Charlotte Richardson. Hi, Charlotte.
Hiya. It is Germany 0, Denmark 1. The 8-time European champions trail after a really frustrating opening 45 minutes, which denied the Germans a goal and a penalty. Clara Bull's low-driven strike looked to have broken the deadlock. It was eventually ruled out for offside. Denmark made that moment even more punishing when Amelia Vangegaard's thunderbolt strike smashed into the back of the net. Later on in the half, Chelsea's Shoka Nusken was preparing to take a German spot kick when a handball was spotted. VAR highlighting to the referee that the contact was actually made just outside of the box, so a free kick instead. There was 7 minutes of additional time, but still Denmark's dogged defence standing firm. Germany 0, Denmark 1.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. The new and iconic Big Arch has landed at McDonald's, featuring an unbeatable lineup of juicy beef, cheddar cheese, and its very own signature sauce. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
When we come back, we're looking for the world's oldest pillow. 03717 223334. What do you think the oldest pillow in the world is?
Years.
Over 10?
No, can't.
I reckon someone listening's had a pillow for over 10. Easy. Ooh. Easy over 10. If that's you, 03717 223334. We'll have team news ahead of Fluminense against Chelsea. Go on the Flummers. And we've got drives car boots out the end of show quiz. And when we come back, we'll be asking if you would turn down the chance to break a superstar's record. Lots coming up in the last hour. 03717 223334.
Police in Spain say Diogo Jota is thought to have been driving when he and his brother died in a car crash last week. They also suggest that their investigations indicate the vehicle was travelling in high excess of the speed limit when they suffered a tyre blowout. Elsewhere, Newcastle have agreed a £55 million deal with Nottingham Forest for Anthony Elanga. But Simon Jordan fears this could spark a mass PSR exodus of Forest's top players.
Teams aren't just built overnight, and so if you start taking away the best parts of the team, all of a sudden next it'll be the other kid, Gibbs White. overnight, and then it'll be someone else, and it'll be someone else. And all of a sudden, the structure, the backbone of Nottingham Forest that deserved so much praise last season and so much credibility for what they did starts to get underpinned because everybody's, look at Forest over there, there's the vision, we'll pinch all their players.
Chelsea will take on a familiar face in their Club World Cup semi-final later.
We respect Thiago, absolutely. We are preparing the game against Fluminense. They are, as I said, many good players, many experienced players with quality. We need to pay attention, we need to be careful.
Thiago Silva will be on the Fluminense side. They play at the MetLife Stadium in New York, where it could hit 34 degrees during the match. Australia's fly half Noah Lololiso has been ruled out of their test series against the British and Irish Lions. Looking at the Lions camp, and Johnny Sexton's told talkSPORT how Owen Farrell settled into the camp after being called up.
As you'd expect with someone with that experience, he must have had the playbook on the plane on the way over, because he came in and he's not missed a beat. He's been on top of things in training, and that's exactly why you pick someone with experience and knows about a Lions tour, because it might take someone else 10 days to fit in. He's hit the ground running, so it's great to see.
And how lucky was world number one Yannick Sinner in his fourth round match at Wimbledon yesterday?
Grigor Dimitrov's actually got the game style to trouble Yannick Sinner. He's got great variations, got one of the greatest slices in the game that we've seen. And I think Yannick Sinner knows that he got away with that one yesterday because he was in some deep trouble. 2 sets to love down, and it was a competitive third set.
Grigor Dimitrov was forced to retire with a pec injury. Remember, the Lions versus the Brumbies is live on talkSPORT 2 tomorrow. Coverage from 10 a.m.
Well, Matt, to last out drive and talk sport with me, Andy Goldstein. Darren's here, everyone.
Mark Wahlberg's the third.
Yeah, he's the third. They don't need the other two on. Still to come, we'll be hearing from the Lioness camp ahead of tomorrow's big game for England against the Netherlands. And we've got old pillows on the show as well. But first, follow us at 7. You can hear live commentary of Chelsea's Club World Cup semi-final against Fluminense. We can look ahead to that game now as we're joined live from New York, who was on our show yesterday. And he was wearing his kid's NBA top after his wife packed all his son's clothes by mistake. As we say hello, good afternoon to Troy Deeney. Hi, Troy.
Hello, gentlemen. Lovely to hear your wonderful voices again. How you doing?
Yeah, what's on your head?
A flannel, because it is roasting out here. So we've had to go with a little flannel, old school. Bentley will know about these. But it is really, really hot out here today. So just making sure I'm not dabbing, mate.
Can I just say that I know about flannels as well? What? Do you know about hats, though, Troy?
No, you don't, mate. You don't. No, not for the head of this size, mate. You don't put a hat on this head.
Listen, before we discuss the game tonight...
But I do want to say, because you're...
Oh,
no, before that, mate, you're hammering my gear. Can we have a little go? Look, we've got the little Casablanca number, a little Burberry number. Bentley, what we saying? All right?
I don't mind it, Troy. I mean, what's on your feet, though? You know me, I'm more important what's on the feet.
Yeah, just some night runners, mate. Look, some night runners, gym ones, solid. Happy?
Yeah, decent. Yeah, I mean, the cameraman did an awful job, but don't worry. Yeah, I'm sure they're lovely.
Did you get to see the path there instead?
I've just had a text from Deirdre Barlow. She wants her glasses back, though.
Oh, the Prada numbers? No, she can't get these. Anyway, please, let's talk football.
Well, they look real for me as well. Right, listen. Before we talk about the game, just tell us about your show last night. Was it good to get an insight into how the Americans have been viewing the Club World Cup?
Yeah, mate, it was brilliant, you know, and also we had Kleberson on, and he's talking about the South Americans. Obviously, I think a lot of us have been really infused and entertained by the way that they play football. We know about the fan base, but to see the players play, we've just come here, 3 hours before kick-off. They're already here, mate, the fans, in the car park. They've got the barbecues on, the songs are going, the beers are flying. They're up for it, mate, but to understand how the Americans are understanding this football, this soccer, as we have to call it out here, which is nonsense, but anyway, the soccer out here, mate, they are A, enjoying it, B, starting to understand it, but very nervous about whether the World Cup can be done to the standard that they expect, especially with the travel.
I mean, the travel's going to play a big part, Troy, but also the attendances, which I expect to rise when the World Cup comes, but also the conditions as well. And now you talk about the Brazilian sides, the South American teams that have been brilliant in this tournament. Do you think that's going to play a key role, not only in tonight's game, but also the World Cup next year?
Yeah, absolutely, but it's roasting out here now. It feels about 34, 35. There is a tiny breeze now, but we've been going for like runs or going for a little walk or whatever through the park. And, mate, everything's just sticking to it. It's so muggy and horrible. So for these lads tonight, they're going to have to be really hydrated. And I know Maresca doesn't want to talk about the heat, but it will play a part. The pitches haven't been great as well. We've seen that. So there's a lot of work for the Americans to do to be ready for the World Cup. But for tonight, we'll have a great game. And I think these South American teams, as you alluded to, will have a little bit of an advantage.
Troy, if we were joining you outside of a stadium ahead of a semi-final of a European competition, there'll be loads of fans out there. There'll be a buzz as well. You could almost feel the anticipation between the rival fans. It looks quite dead behind you. I know there's still a couple of hours to go either way to kick off, but there doesn't seem to be anyone about. Do you feel as though it's maybe a bit overlooked over there and not many people know what's going on?
A little bit, but to be fair, where we are is the back of the stadium. So all the fan parks and everything's to our left. We've just had to come 457 miles to get our accreditations. But other than that, mate, it's been brilliant. Everyone over that side, it is lively. There is fan parks. But here's more of the secure part where the players will come in and that type of thing.
On to tonight's game, Maresca. I know we're trying to play it down, and I think they've had a fantastic season, Chelsea. Now, me and Andy was talking earlier about Chelsea, and next season, what should their aims be? They've spent a lot of money. I necessarily don't think they should be competing for the league yet, because I still think they're maybe a year away. Do you think with the amount of money they've spent, their aims this season, up and coming, should be to win the Premier League?
I think it should be in a position to compete in the Premier League. I don't think they're at that level yet to be consistent enough. I still think there's questions for all the money that they've spent, Benty, and I'm really interested to hear what you think on this. Goalkeeper's still a massive area for me.
Yep.
I think right back's still a massive area for me. Centre halves, everywhere else is relatively all right, and still question marks about the strikers. Who can be that consistent 20-plus goal scorer? That's what it is for me. That's what gets them up there consistently. But they are buying young talent, and again, I think they need a bit more experience. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I'm the same as you, Troy. I just think that with the money they're spending on players, it's definitely about the future. It doesn't strike me as a club that's buying for the here and now to win the Premier League now. Now, you fast forward 1 year, 2 years, then I expect Chelsea to be challenging. But it shocked me you said right back, because is that just because simply of the Reece James fitness issues?
Yeah, Reece James fitness issues. Not sold on Gustavo as well. I'm not sold whether he can be consistent. Yeah, I just think, mate, when you see their starting 11, it's a really strong starting 11. Those two, again, you're a striker. There's two centre-halves, you'd enjoy playing against them, but you'd think there's a mistake there coming, their lack of concentration. Maybe that's immaturity. And then the goalkeeper, you just shoot from anywhere because he'll probably throw one in.
Yeah, great. I think the goalkeeper is a big one, and the centre-half. If they had another, and we said it, if they had Thiago Silva still there, who kind of lead by example, can kind of settle down that back line, and another goalkeeper, then I think it's a completely different conversation.
Troy, listen, we have to let you go for a number of reasons. One, sadly, our time is up.
Yep.
Two, I know you need to get a new wardrobe, and Baby Gap shuts in about 45 minutes.
But I do just have to say, Andy, as always, I love talking to you guys. Benty, it was nice to have a real football conversation for once. And remember, you can watch this on DAZN as well as it's into talkSPORT. There you go, guys. Plug it, everyone.
Okay, good work.
You're looking for another line, aren't you?
No,
Yeah,
I was going to say talking to plugs. Thanks, Troy. I think my advice would be stay with talkSPORT. Right, now listen, earlier on we were talking about the world's oldest pillows. Right? They just popped up in conversation and I said, how old's your pillow, how often? And you said about a year. Mine's about a year, something like that. And I said, I bet there's people out there that haven't changed their pillows for years. And I went with 10. We've got 2 callers that have gone further past 10. Kieran is one of them. Hello, Kieran.
I hope you're all right.
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. I didn't think I'd be ringing up talking about my old pillow, but, you know.
Well, not when football's not on, right? How old are you, Kieran?
Well, 36 next week, actually, next Saturday.
36, okay. How old were you when you were given your current pillow?
Well, I wasn't given it. I sort of adopted it. So I've been with my missus 14 years this year, and when I first met her, she lived on her own. But previously, she had sort of lived with her ex-partner. So obviously, moved in, and this pillow was already on the bed. So I've basically adopted this pillow. It could even be her old boyfriend's for all I know. I don't care.
I'm not going to actually. That's getting dashed out the moment I get in there.
Hold on.
That's getting dashed out first straight away.
Hold on. So hold on. So not only are you putting your head on a 14-year-old pillow, but you're putting a head on a 14-year-old that's probably older because a previous fella's head used to lie on it.
Yeah, but it's not the main pillow. I have got a memory foam, so it's a little purple square pillow, but it just gives me that right angle, you know what I mean, just to get a good night's sleep. So I've just adopted it and took it on as my own, really, and I've not been a part of it since.
Kieran, I'm telling you now, the moment I got into that house, that pillow's gone out the window, but gone. No hesitation.
No,
later.
I don't know where it's been or whatever, but I've done the right thing and I've took it on.
No, you haven't done the right thing. The right thing was to throw it away.
Can I ask, are the kids involved? Have you not adopted the kids, but you have adopted the pillow?
No, we've got our own kids and that since, but yeah, I've took the pillow on. Yeah.
You took the pillow. Have you got a name for the pillow?
No, not really. It's tatty. It's falling apart. But
what about the pillow?
It just gives me that perfect angle. So,
Kieran, enjoy your perfect angle. That's a perfect call. Thanks, pal.
Yeah.
14's good.
Someone's put an ear right.
Yeah, good.
Stu, he's put, I've had a pillow for 38 years. I'm 38. It's an old army feather pillow, and there is no comfort like it. Pretty discoloured now, though. Stu.
Disgusting is the word you should use. We
38.
can get Jason joins us. Hello, Jason.
Hello, mate.
How are you? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad at all.
Okay. How old are you, Jace?
35.
Okay. How old were you when you took on your pillow?
So it's actually a funny story. So I met my missus a few years ago, and she had a really expensive feather pillow that was really odd. I absolutely hated it. And when she started to come and stay over, when I lived with my mum, mum came in just to sort of do the place up a bit, and she was like, "What on earth is this?" Because it was just horrendous. We'd never had feather pillows before in the house, and she threw it out, and it was about 24, 25 years old at the time. Like, my missus swore by it. It was really expensive. I think her parents must have bought it for her. So when she came back from work and was like, "Any danger of finding my pillow?" I was like, "Don't know what you're on about." And Mum was like, "Oh, I thought it was a really old one that was misshapen, sorry," and threw it out. So she was absolutely raging.
Wow.
Right, so sorry, how old was that pillow?
That must have been about 24, 25 years old. She had it. She got it when she was about five or six.
Okay.
It was like a really expensive feather pillow.
Was it rancid?
It was horrible.
So you see, he did the right thing throughout.
He got rid of it. Yeah, good call, Jay. Thanks for that. 25. There's a fella we're trying to get hold of. Paul. Is it Paul? I hope we can get him back.
Yeah.
His is over 50.
It's mad, that. But still, I'm still thinking about Kieran Derby. Get rid of that pillow, bro. What the hell are you doing? Dash that out the window, man.
That's going.
Yeah.
The bed sheets are going.
Get the pillow.
Get the mattress out. In fact, let's just move. When we come back, we will do what we should have done just now.
Plays that villain role very well now. It's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
talkSPORT, me Goldstein, him, Darren Bent, Motorpoint, thousands of cars, all unbeatable prices, guaranteed. Head to motorpoint.co.uk for details. Still to come, we'll be bringing you the latest transfer stories in Drive's car boot sale. We could include Spurs and West Ham. They remain in talks over a deal for Mohamed Kudus. We also could, no, this one's been done actually. Man United fullback Gabriel Heinze has been appointed as part of Mikel Arteta's backroom staff. Was that over the weekend? I read that.
Yeah, I found that bizarre. That
come out of nowhere.
It did come out bizarre, but then because I thought obviously such a long time rival of Arsenal, obviously great left back from Man United. By the way,
great player.
Hey, aggressive as they come.
Yeah.
But then again, like it's part and parcel of football because again, I look back at Liverpool and Pep Linders and Klopp. And now he's sitting next to Pep.
I know.
That's bizarre.
That is bizarre.
Like, they scored a goal the other day and they're hugging. I was like,
I know.
That's just weird.
Well, you said it's a paycheck though, right? It's a job.
Yeah, I get it, but still, there's. You say it's a job, but
you're prime one to talk, aren't you?
What? I play for Tottenham.
Yeah.
It was a bit different, isn't it?
No, it's exactly the same. Arsenal fan playing for Tottenham.
Yeah, maybe potentially.
I haven't got a problem with it. I was on £75 a week. Right, we're into the second week of Wimbledon watching for talkSPORT. It's Lisa O'Sullivan.
And the shadows are lengthening across centre court as Cameron Norrie struggles to stay with the two-time champion Carlos Alcaraz, who came out here with a game plan and has executed it perfectly so far. The Spaniard leads 6-2, 6-3, breaking at the end of that second set to take the advantage of serving first in this third. Alcaraz is looking pretty sharp.
Good work, as always. I think the Germans are looking a little bit sharper. The second half is underway. They've taken on Denmark. The last we heard, Denmark were leading by a goal to nil, but that's all changed. Watching for talkSPORT is Charlotte Richardson.
It's Germany 1, Denmark 1, a third VAR call of this Group C game, and it's a charm for the 8-time European champions. A penalty call in their favour, and Chelsea's Shokunuskan finds the bottom left corner. It was a moment of poise as the pressure mounted in front of 17,000 German fans. They've got their equaliser, and Germany will be hoping that this is a catalyst for more. Germany 1, Denmark 1.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got Big McDonald's hunger? Order the iconic new Big Arch on the McDonald's app. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Now ahead of tomorrow's big game in the Women's Euros between England and the Netherlands. Arsenal and England striker Alessia Russo has spoken to talkSPORT, and she said that she's confident that the Lionesses can bounce back from the opening game defeat.
Ultimately, we don't like losing, but when a result like that happens, you have to reflect, you have to come together as a team, and I think, yeah, there's always learnings you can take from results that don't go your way, and we have bounced back before, which will give us confidence, but also we know that we weren't up to it against France. Obviously they were a great team as well, but we know within our own standards that we want to be better, so I think that sets the bar for us in training, and also for tomorrow night. We're our own biggest critics as players, so we're all ready to get back out there and have another game.
It's a massive game. It's live on talkSPORT. There's no drive time tomorrow. This one kicks off at 5, so it's right in the middle of that.
Well, I'll be here.
I'll be on the golf course. But will England still be in the competition? Because
well, this is what you expect. This was going to happen, right? So if they were to get beat,
yes,
right, there's still a chance because France haven't played Wales yet, and did something happen with the Wales coach today or something? So I'm pretty sure.
And then we're out, because that means the Netherlands would have won both, and France.
We haven't played Wales yet, so Wales.
No, I know, but France. Oh, I see what you mean. Right, okay, yeah.
But you'd expect France to beat Wales
convincingly as well, because Wales were well and truly tonked in their opening game.
Right, this is my point. And then they would be out.
Yeah.
But if there was a draw,
when tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And even if France win, then there's still a chance for England, isn't there? If they go and beat Wales heavily.
Yes, but we've got to win the game. You can't depend when you're at this stage of a competition. Second group game, you can't depend on other teams to help you out.
You can't. But no, I mean, everyone said it was going to be a tough group for England, and it's worked out that way. But I just think the disappointing thing is they started the game really well, got that goal, the offside kind of cancelled that out, which again, even you've watched it, doesn't look like offside. But the way France reacted and the calls.
France were unbelievable.
Oh my goodness, they are so fast.
What did Courtney say before? They've got the current and the former.
That's Spain.
Spain, sorry.
Yes. Then
it's just Spain have got that.
Now, no one's beating them.
No, they look ridiculous.
They look like.
Was it the current and the former Ballon d'Or winners?
Yeah. I swear to you, no one's beating them.
Yeah, they probably are the best team I've ever seen in the women's game.
I don't know. USA a few years ago.
I don't remember that.
Megan Rapinoe and Alex Morgan. That team was decent.
Okay. Better than the Spanish team?
Maybe not as technical as the Spanish team, but
there's the word. Yeah.
It's about raw power.
Yeah.
That American team was solid.
Okay. Before the break, we spoke to two people who had pillows. One was 14, one was 25 years old. It's on the back of me, just off the cuff, saying to Benny, "How old's your pillow?" And then I said, "People don't really change their pillows." Paul is a Man United fan. I don't think he's ever changed his pillow. Hello, Paul.
How you doing, guys? Great show. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Have you ever phoned talkSPORT before, or is it just pillow chat?
Oh, very good. No, I have tried. More so on other shows. I never get on this one, Andy.
Okay, well, we're honoured to have you on. Not for football chat, though, for pillow chat. How old are you, Paul?
So I'm 47.
You're 47?
Yes.
How old's your pillow?
It's at least 57.
Okay.
Jeez.
So your pillow was 10 years old when you came into the world?
So I had two older sisters, and I was the welcomed accident. So they're 10 years older than me. So I got the hand-me-downs. So I inherited that, if you like. It was passed down to me.
Yeah.
So I had that my entire life. As I got a second pillow, that became the one underneath. So moving to two pillows was an upgrade. And then my father passed away last year. I've been sorted house out, etc. And it's still here. So it was always the spare. He then used it as his cushion in his garden chair.
Okay, but you don't use it now?
No, I still don't.
Oh, fine. Okay.
I don't think it's been used in the bedroom for probably maybe 20 years, something like that.
Okay, know the feeling. Paul, thank you for your call. Thanks, Paul. It was there, I had to go for it. And as producer Joe's not there, I thought Billy might let that one go. And he did, well played. Still to come, we'll have the latest transfer stories in Drives, Car, Booze, Albert. First, it's time for No Googling. We've been discussing sporting records. We want to know which team holds the record for being promoted to the English top flight the most times. And then it says in brackets, all time, not just Premier League. Let me say that again. Which team holds the record for being promoted to the English top flight? Oh, the most times. So before the Premier League, it was Division 1. So that's the top flight. So the very top tier, which team holds the record of being promoted to the top tier the most times? The answer to that and more coming up live on Jarvis talkSPORT after this.
Police in Spain say Diogo Jota is thought to have been driving when he and his brother died in a car crash last week. They also suggest that their investigations indicate the vehicle was travelling in high excess of the speed limit when they suffered a tyre blowout. Elsewhere, Newcastle have agreed a £55 million deal with Nottingham Forest for Anthony Elanga. But Simon Jordan fears this could spark a mass PSR exodus of Forest's top players.
Teams aren't just built overnight, and so if you start taking away the best parts of the team, all of a sudden next it'll be the other kid, Gibbs White, and then it'll be someone else, and it'll be someone else, and all of a sudden the structure, the backbone of Nottingham Forest that deserved so much praise last season starts to get underpinned because everybody's, look at Forest over there, there's the vision, we'll pinch all their players.
Australia's fly half Noah Lulaliso has been ruled out of their test series against the British and Irish Lions. Looking at the Lions camp, and Johnny Sexton's told talkSPORT how Owen Farrell settled into the camp after being called up.
He must have had the playbook on the plane on the way over because he came in and he's not missed a beat. He's been on top of things in training, and that's exactly why he picked someone with experience and knows about the Lions.
And how lucky was world number one Yannick Sinner in his fourth round match at Wimbledon yesterday?
Yannick Sinner knows that he got away with that one yesterday because he was in some deep trouble. 2 sets to love down, and it was a competitive third set.
Grigor Dimitrov was forced to retire with a pec injury. Remember, the Lions versus the Brumbies is live on talkSPORT 2 tomorrow. Coverage from 10 a.m.
live on talkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent here, everyone. Before the break, I asked the question. Good question as well. Which team holds the record for being promoted to the English top flight the most times?
I'm going to go
give
for
you clues. 13.
13. So I'm going to go something like Norwich.
No, they are a city though.
Birmingham.
No.
City.
They've won the Prem.
They've won the Prem. Leicester.
Leicester's the answer. Yeah, 13 times. That's amazing, isn't it? Germany, they're taking on Denmark in the Women's Euros. There's been another goal. Watching for talkSPORT, who's very busy this afternoon, is Charlotte Richardson.
It's now Germany 2, Denmark 1. The Germans have turned this group game around. Back-to-back goals in the tournament for Leah Schuler, who has had long spells of absence in this match, but in the big moment produces the sweetest of finishes, almost on the half turn, opened her body up perfectly. But the Danes will feel a little bit aggrieved. They had a player down after taking a ball to the face. It was a really heavy connection. Some of the Denmark players froze, waiting for a whistle. It never came. The Germans didn't, and now they lead. Germany 2, Denmark 1.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got Big McDonald's hunger? The new Big Arch is here. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Yeah, now don't forget, follow us at 7 Sam Ellard presents live coverage of the Club World Cup semi-final. Commentary from Nigel Adley and Scott Minto. In fact, the former Chelsea defender joins us now to look ahead to that game. Let's welcome Scott Minto to the show. Scott Minto.
Andy, Benty, how are we?
Right in, boss.
We're great. How are you? You well? You excited about this one?
Really good. Very excited. Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, Chelsea are in the right side of the draw, but since that Flamengo game, I think they've been very good, very professional. Sometimes they've had to play a 4-hour game, but they've managed to survive that. And I thought they were very good, certainly in the first half in the last round. And look, it was a very lucky winner, but they fully deserved to go through. So, yes, I'm very excited about today.
Listen, Scott, we were talking earlier about the about Chelsea and their ambitions.
Yeah, I was listening, mate.
Certainly moving forward. What are your thoughts on it? Because I think they're building for the future and not this season coming.
Well, look, I do understand where Andy and Gav are coming from. It is incredible. It's well over £1.2 billion being spent. I mean, it's brilliant accountancy, very clever. But I also think it's fair to say a lot of those players haven't worked. My argument really is not necessarily that they've spent a lot of money, is that who they've got, is that squad big enough and good enough to actually win what is the most brutal league in the world? You know, talent is not enough. You need a blend of youth and senior pros. And you know what it's like, Benty. You just cannot underestimate the importance of senior pros in the dressing room as well as on the pitch. And if you look at what Abramovich did, he gave his ready-made world-class managers ready-made world-class players and a ready-made world-class bench to change things if things weren't working well. And that was why he sacked the managers if he wasn't particularly happy. It's very, very different with the new hierarchy. They're very much looking to the future. And again, my argument is, at what point does the future become the present? So combining the Premier League and the Conference League is one thing, but combining the Premier League and the Champions League is totally another. I mean, look at how it affected Newcastle. You look how Villa struggled massively straight after Champions League games last season. So taking all that into consideration and also looking at the current squads, I mean, my question is, do Chelsea finish at the moment above Liverpool? Do they finish above Arsenal? Do they even finish above City, who are obviously in a bit of a transition? My argument would be no. And look, you know, I obviously want Chelsea to do well, and I'd love to see them right at the very top table. They're getting there, but just buy for the here and now. Now you've done enough for the youngsters and the foreign talent. Now get that sprinkle down the spine of senior pros who can see it out.
Scott, let me ask you. You talked about how tough it's going to be next season in the Premier League. You talked about some of the big heads that are favourites, certainly more so than Chelsea. But Chelsea are in the mix. Do the expectation levels for Chelsea go up a notch if they start the Premier League season as the winners of this competition?
I think so, probably. But again, I agree. I was listening to Andy Townsend this morning, who was saying along the same lines as me. Look, I talk about the combining of the Conference League and the Premier League, where really Chelsea had a different 11, so that wasn't a problem there. You know, the mental pressure, psychological pressure, as well as the physical pressure of playing in the Champions League and combining that with the Premier League is another thing. Then you add on the fact that they've just played in the summer tournament, which is not only hot, and it's really hot and humid. So at some point during the season, these players, if they're not rested properly or rotated in a good way, are going to be absolutely knackered. Again, Andy was saying sort of December, January, February, his legs were gone. And this is why I'm sort of saying with the youth sort of mentally, as well as the physicality of how last season's gone or this season in terms of the summer and then this season coming, it's going to be very difficult for me to say Chelsea Football Club should be absolutely fighting for the title itself. And that's why the combination of Champions League, Premier League, and finishing again in the Champions League places while trying to get into the knockout stages and possibly winning the domestic cup, even if Chelsea finish fourth, but do the rest with the cups, I think that is progress.
Yes, I'm in the same camp as you, Scotty, because I think for Chelsea, if they were to kind of solidify themselves in the top four again and win a domestic trophy, as well as balancing the Champions League format and things like that, it's a young squad as well. And I look at experience. I think that's a fantastic season. And then as some of these players progress and get a little bit more experience, and then you add one or two more other players in terms of who have got current experience, I think Chelsea are going to be a real force. But I just don't see them all of a sudden, like their aim just going, right, we're going to finish above Liverpool, Manchester City or Arsenal. I just can't see it yet.
No, absolutely. I mean, if you look at it last season, they had the youngest average starting 11 in the Premier League by 18 months per person. It was the youngest average starting 11 in Premier League history. And look, I go back to it, Andy, I don't disagree what you're saying about the amount of money's being spent, although we don't need to go talk about United here. But we do need to look at how they're buying. It's young, it's potential, it's mainly foreign, who not only have to adjust to the ferocity and the physicality of the Premier League on the pitch, but I don't think people quite realise how difficult it is to settle in another country, sometimes another continent, learn a new language and live in the hustle bustle that is London off it as well. So it's a very difficult thing to do, and suddenly you're expecting all these group of players to suddenly go in the mix. And that's why I think, and I know he's a little bit Marmite with the Chelsea fans, Enzo Maresca, and I think he could be a little bit warmer. I think his football is not necessarily the most exciting, but I think last season was his first season in top flight football as a manager, and he's not only won the Conference League, which they should have done, but he's also finished fourth, which I didn't see coming, I must admit.
I thought we were going to get all the way through that without talking about my team, but you brought me to the table.
Sorry, mate.
But it wasn't in depth. Listen, before I let you go, what will the score be tonight?
Look, I don't predict, unless you're paying me to, and then, but I'm sure you won't.
We're paying you anyway, aren't we?
Well, no, I'm doing this for free. Do you not do it for free?
No.
I do.
Okay, there you go, Benty. No, look, I would expect Chelsea to win this one. I mean, you know, you have to say that Fluminense are not even the best team in Brazil. I mean, they only survived relegation on the last game of season last season, and you know, they're not exactly right at the top in the Brazilian league this season. So, look, they've done well. They look solid. We must mention Thiago Silva, 40 years young. He's absolutely incredible. Boy, could they still do with him at Stamford Bridge, quite possibly, just in and around the dressing room. But I do expect a Chelsea win. We hope it's hot, and there's going to be some thunderstorms in a couple of hours forecast. So we do hope it's not another 4-hour game, but I'm hoping Chelsea do it within 90 minutes. And a 2-0 win I'd take.
Okay, I hope you lose. Scott, thanks for...
Love you, Andy.
Thanks for coming on. The wonderful Scott Mento. I think Chelsea would smash them to pieces. I didn't realise how bad they were in the Brazilian league. Sounds like smashing them to pieces, yeah. Right, time now for this.
Oi, what you got in your boot, mate? £50 million? You having a bubble?
Matheus Cunha scores from a corner.
Have that one for free, mate. Been trying to flog it for years.
And Bruno Fernandes has popped home the free kick.
Anyone for a new centre forward?
Low ball in towards Delap. He's tucked it in.
Prize car boot sale is now open. You mugs.
Reminder that Chelsea game, by the way, against Fluminense is live on talkSPORT tonight, and the boys on the Sports Bar. We take your calls on the back of it. Right, time now for our daily transfer window. Drives car boot sale, where each day we'll be exploring who's picking up a bargain and who's, well, getting mugged off. Right, let's see who's first out of the boat today.
And Newcastle now break down the other end. Early ball, what a ball for Wilson. He's in on goal for 4-0.
Oh, fantastic.
Counter-attacking goal in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, Callum Wilson now free agent after leaving Newcastle following 5 years at the club. Are you surprised he's left? I mean, I don't know if it was a case of Newcastle wanting him or him not wanting to stay, but either way, he's gone. 88 Premier League goals in 239 appearances.
I mean, he's going to be desperate to get into the 100 club, isn't he? He's only 12 away.
Yeah.
I am surprised.
But they let anyone in that, didn't they?
Yeah, anyone can.
How many did you get? 100 what? 12? 106.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's been a fantastic servant. But, I mean, you look at the numbers of games he's played compared to seasons. I mean, his first season when he got there, he played 28 in all comps, 12 goals, decent record. Then 18 appearances in all comps, 8 goals. Then he's probably his best season since he's been at Newcastle. He played 36 in total, 18 goals, 26 the season after, 10 goals, and then only 22 appearances, 1 goal. He just can't get him on the pitch often enough, because he'd come back, score a few goals, and then unfortunately something would break down again. But he's been a great servant. But what I don't understand is if you're going to let him go, why then bring in Calvert-Lewin? Because you almost...
Would you think they've let him go?
Well, I'm not quite sure whose decision it's been, but I think Callum's better than Calvert-Lewin. I know he's older, but I do think he's better. But they've both got...
If they're looking for that sort of second reserve, you'd rather take Callum Wilson, is what you're saying.
The only thing is he's older. Do you know what I mean? He's 33 years old, so maybe they've looked at that. Was it Calvert?
Injury prone.
Exactly. So why? That's what I don't understand. So, but no, he's been a great servant, a great goal scorer as well.
Okay. Let's see who's next out the car boot.
Asensio with the penalty, saved again. McGinn on the follow-up, tucks it away. And Asensio's blushes are spared by Aston Villa's number 7.
I just can't see this one happening. Everton, reportedly interested in Villa captain John McGinn. He's got his international 2 years left on his current deal at Villa Park. Can you?
I don't understand why I'd go to, and this is no disrespect, but why would you step backwards? From where Villa are right now. I mean, unless it's a PSR again, then you start looking at what pieces do you sell. Well, you're not selling Jacob Ramsey. You're not selling Morgan Rogers. Do you know what I mean? They're talking about
Morgan
Watkins,
Rogers, fantastic player.
But they're talking about Watkins going to United and McGinn. I mean, that's 2 big personalities and 2 big players, by the way. But PSR, unfortunately. But no, John McGinn's been a brilliant servant. You guys were linked to him heavily for a while.
Yeah, a couple of windows, about 2 years ago.
But I can't see him leaving to go to Everton. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
No, Everton are quietly working on transfers. Apparently, the new owners are open to backing David Moyes as well. Could they be a surprise package, Everton? Do you think in the Premier League next season?
Not with what's up the top end of the table. The strength of the teams up there. I mean, I heard it was just a guy just agreed a 1-year extension. He's a good player, but no, I can't see that being the case at all. Everton being one of the dark horses.
Where will they finish? It was a great season realistically for Everton.
Realistically, I'd probably say for
9th.
Yeah, trying to get back in maybe top 12.
Top 12.
Yeah,
great season.
Yeah, I mean, great.
That's what I'm saying. What's a great season? Realistically,
great season would be Europe.
No. Okay, but realistically, 9 with Everton fans go. That's unbelievable.
Maybe, back in the top 10. It's been a while, so maybe.
Okay, right. There's one more rumour left in the boot.
Pulled it back. Silva, well saved, drilled into the net by Grealish. Manchester City lead.
Yeah, Jack Grealish's name has been mentioned a few times in this window. He could be joining his former teammate Kevin De Bruyne at Napoli. The latest club to be interested in the winger, Spurs, Newcastle. The other club supposedly interested in Jack Grealish. This needs to be done before the season starts.
Yep.
He's going to get no game time at Man City, you feel?
Yeah, agreed. I think Grealish needs to go and have a full pre-season wherever he goes and really hit the ground running. You don't want to go there, and I've done it, where you've had issues at the club that you're at. You've not really had a full pre-season, and when you go to the new club, you're not ready to go at all. So I'd like to see him go somewhere early, get over there, get kind of acclimatised to playing in Italy now, what it's going to be like, playing for Napoli, get a good pre-season, and away you go. Don't leave it last minute.
No. Would you have him at your place on the left?
No, I'd have him at our place. He wouldn't start.
He wouldn't start?
No.
A £100 million player can't go to your place and not start?
No, he wouldn't start.
He wouldn't start?
No, not the way Arsenal play. No, Martinelli's there, Pace gets in behind, scores goals.
Okay. That was today's Drive Car Boot. So when we come back, amongst other things, one more Billy will be in the studio for the end of show quiz.
plays that villain role very well now. It's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
This is Drive and talkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent here, Motor Point, Newcastle. Same day driveway available on all cars. Book a test drive today. Right, lots coming up in the next 9 minutes. So pin back your luggos. Firstly, following us at 7, Sam Ellard. He hosts kick-off tonight as Chelsea look to make it to the final of the Club World Cup. They face Fluminense. The team news is in for that one. Nigel Adley can tell us more. Hi, Nigel.
Hi, Andy. 3 changes for Chelsea, including a full debut for Joao Pedro, who came through the Fluminense Academy at the age of 11. He replaces Liam Delap, who is suspended. They're also missing Levi Colwill in the back 4, so Tosin Adarabioyo gets a return alongside Trevor Chalobah. And Moises Caicedo is back in the Chelsea midfield, replacing Reece James following his suspension. Thiago Silva, the former Chelsea captain, is one of the main players for Fluminense, and their coach Renato is able to recall Rene on the left-hand side. Full commentary alongside Scott at 8 o'clock.
Good work as always, Nigel. Right, off to Wimbledon now. It's been another bad day at the office for Team Britain. What's been happening, Lisa O'Sullivan?
Yeah, very subdued centre court because it's been a pretty much effortless performance by Carlos Alcaraz, the two-time champion, executing his game plan magnificently. He served brilliantly, kept the points short, refused to be dragged into any long rallies, and Great Britain's Cameron Norrie barely got a look in, outclassed by King Carlos. The final score 6-2, 6-3, 6-3.
Germany, they're taking on Denmark in the Women's Euros. Watching for talkSPORT with minutes left on the clock is Charlotte Richardson.
It's Germany 2, Denmark 1. The 8-time European champions have a 100% record of progressing out the group stages. And although they've not had it all their way, far from it, Germany have shown grit and look on course to inflict defeat on Denmark, who've never lost back-to-back opening games at a Euros before. Germany have a firm grip. They're managing the ball really well. And if Sweden win later against Poland, they'll qualify with a game in hand. We're approaching the 90-minute marker, and it's Germany 2, Denmark 1.
Good work as always. Yes, it's 89 minutes on the clock, so we're into the 90th minute. One more. Billy's joined us in the studio. You right, Bill?
Hello.
How's your day been?
Yeah, really good.
Cares. Well done. Good work, John. John's learning no one cares about Billy's day. Oh, your team playing tonight?
Yeah.
Live on talkSPORT. Chelsea from Fluminense.
Probably listen to that, I think.
You're not going to watch it on telly?
No, I'm going to listen.
Good work.
You're going to listen to it. You're going to watch it.
No, I'm going to
watch it with the sound down.
Hopefully, watch it. Hopefully, watch it in the barbers. It's been nice, hasn't it?
What is happening?
No, I'm getting cut tomorrow morning. Actually,
you need that. You need some Goldstein's new hair product.
Oh, do I?
September.
Oh,
I'll get you some of that.
A little freebie.
Have you downloaded 21 Minutes to Go, Goldstein's new podcast with Jason Cundy?
I haven't yet.
Available wherever you get your podcast
I've
from.
listened to the trailer.
Do you like it?
It made me laugh. Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Comes out on Monday, Bill.
Yeah, I'll listen.
21 Minutes to Go.
How long is it?
I don't know.
All right.
What are we doing for the NHL quiz, Bill?
It's all about the days of the week, because earlier you were arguing about whether the boxing is next Saturday, which it is.
Well, it's not. The next Saturday is Saturday.
No, that's Saturday.
No, it's not. If I order next day delivery, it comes tomorrow because that's the next day. So the next Saturday.
No.
I'll see you next Saturday.
No.
I'll see you Saturday then.
No, just I'll see you Saturday.
Saturday week.
No, I'll see you next Saturday.
Well, this Saturday.
Nope.
What's the next Saturday?
Yeah, that's about that. I'll just.
What is that? No, what's the answer?
Saturday. I'll just say Saturday. No, I'm right.
Well, I'll see you Saturday then.
But what are you? Same as me, right?
Yeah, I'm next Saturday.
Yeah,
Boxing's
me too.
next Saturday.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Well, you'll get sacked before next Saturday then.
Very good.
What are we doing?
Andy, do you want to go first?
Well, yeah, okay. Oh, days of the week.
But me and you the same. Come on, Boo.
Yeah, true.
Go on, then.
Andy, if the day before yesterday was Monday, what day is tomorrow?
If the day before yesterday was Monday, Thursday.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Thursday.
Go on, Goldstein.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think you're clever.
Go on, let's hear yours.
Benny.
Spell Tuesday.
Good question,
Tuesday. Next
Yeah,
question.
that's not
No, that's the question. We'll go to this Andy next.
Benny, if the day after tomorrow is Sunday,
Whoa, slow.
what was the day?
Whoa, slow down. It's the day after yesterday.
Go on, just say the question first.
If the day after tomorrow is Sunday, what was the day before yesterday?
Friday.
No.
What?
Wednesday.
Yeah, it is Wednesday.
Say what?
If the day after tomorrow is Sunday, that means today's Friday. So the day before yesterday was Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
I like that. These are good. These are good.
Got a couple more of these.
Go on then.
No, I don't want any more.
And if 2 days from now is Thursday,
Hold on. Yeah.
what day was it 2 days ago?
Sunday.
Yeah,
Oh, Andy's on fire, isn't he?
was Sunday. Benny, last one
I
of
know,
these.
just last Sunday. Ah, was it last Sunday?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, last Sunday.
Benny, today is Tuesday. What day will it be in 20 days?
What kind of stupidness is that?
That's a great question.
Tuesday. Tuesday.
No, Monday.
Yeah, it'll be Monday.
Would it?
3 weeks would be 21 days.
Oh, yeah, let's forget all that.
Andy, change your pace. According to a YouGov poll,
What?
You got poll.
Hit me with all the polls.
Yeah, what was voted the best time of the week?
What do you want, a day or an actual time? Like o'clock or...
No, not o'clock, but a day and a period of that day. I've jumped multiple choice.
No, I'm going to tell you. Friday, 5 p.m.
No. The options were Friday night, Saturday evening.
Oh, Friday night then.
Sunday morning.
Friday night.
Nah. Saturday evening, apparently.
The Friday night's not a night anymore, are they? It's Thursday night.
Yeah, but it's start of the weekend, no more work.
Nah.
68.
Well, for some people, it's Thursday to start the weekend because no one works on a Friday.
Here's a question for you. What day does the week start?
I think Monday, but people say Sunday.
Yeah, I think Monday. What do you think?
So well, it's Monday, but I think officially it's Sunday.
So why don't kids go to school on Sunday?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Go on, we've got one more each.
Benty, what was voted the worst time of the week?
Sunday evening.
It's got to be Monday morning. He just said Sunday was... Oh, no, Saturday.
Sunday evening.
It's got to be Monday morning.
Well, the options are Sunday night, Monday morning, or Tuesday afternoon.
I'm going Sunday night.
I think Tuesday afternoon.
No, it's Monday morning. They're all bad times of the week, though.
No, but Sundays are getting the kids ready for school the next day and all that.
You don't have to do that. Your servants do that, don't they?
I quite like Mondays.
Oh, West Wing, we're ready. Is that...
Do you want, you both want a question? I've
Yeah.
only got one left.
Yeah, go on then.
What did Craig David do on Tuesday?
Hold on.
What, on what day?
Took her for a drink on Tuesday. Oh, making love. No, we were making love by Wednesday.
Well, sorry, what's your answer? What's the question? What day? What was he doing on Monday?
What did he do on
Took
Tuesday?
her for a drink. Took her for a drink.
on Tuesday, yeah.
He did, yeah. Did nothing on Monday.
Just lazy.
He just says the word Monday. I was looking at the lyrics.
Tuesday.
No, but there's a word before Monday.
Oh, is there?
He says something like, I'll go for my week. Monday. Oh, yeah, don't do anything on Monday.
Just says Monday.
Craig David's lazy. That's because before that he told us Monday's the worst day of the week.
The only day he does anything is Tuesday and Wednesday.
And we know what he's doing there.
Yeah.
Lucky dude.
No, they chilled on Sunday.
Yeah, there's nothing.
No, it's chilling.
Yeah, but he said Monday. He didn't say what he did Monday. Anyway, that's all we've got time for. I am back on Thursday because tomorrow is live commentary on talkSPORT of England ladies in the Euros. They're playing the Netherlands. Have I got that right?
Correct.
I've got that right. Bentley's got a big old day. I'll be on the golf course. Make sure you stay with talkSPORT, and I'll see you Thursday, which of course is the day after tomorrow, unless tomorrow was the day before yesterday. Be safe, everyone. Be safe.